The Lewiston Tigers, under the direction of head coach Neil Woofter, have arrived at Memorial Stadium led by senior quarterback Deion Parks, who's thrown for over 2,000 yards this season. Head coach Dennis Hurlburt has guided Greeley through the playoffs, upsetting top-ranked Sargent. His quarterback Chris Williams is ready to prove the Bulldogs belong at the top. The Class D2 championship is next. Rolling to the right, wants to throw. He's got his man working towards the end zone and into the end zone.
She's coming home. But that will be it. And the state champion, Scott Haluska.
And you see it there as she serves.
Quarterback comes back, takes it to McIntyre. Now looks it in for the touchdown.
Circles. He's a great draw.
Making a nice ride.
NETV Sports, Nebraska's home for sports, is live from Memorial Stadium in Lincoln, Nebraska for the 2001 Nebraska State High School Football Championships. Today in the Class D2 title game, it's the Lewiston Tigers and the Greeley Bulldogs. Hi again, everybody. I'm Kevin Kugler, and welcome to Memorial Stadium in Lincoln, Nebraska for the D2 state championship game. Both of these teams took the long, hard road to get to this state championship game. Lewiston and Greeley each knocked off higher-ranked competition to get to a championship game that neither team was expected to play in. So we have a great one for you here to start off our 6 state championships that we'll have for you in the next 3 days. Working with me today is Adrian Fiala. And Adrian, it's going to be a great one to start because both of these teams come into this game wearing glass slippers. Cinderella's, both of them. Which one has it at the end?
Kevin, I tell you, it is a great story. Indeed, a Cinderella story. And Greeley, really the Cinderella story. Preseason number 5, they ended up the season unranked, and then found that slipper at the 11th hour at the end of the year, and got the last bid. And they were the 6th team in the wild cards to get a bid to get into the playoffs, Kevin. And here they are, playing great defense on the year. They're going to try to get it done here today against Lewiston.
Keys for each of these teams today. For Lewiston, got to be quarterback Deion Parks, and for Greeley, it's all everything Ricky Reck.
You bet. Deion Parks teams up with Ben Ideas for Lewiston, probably one of the best 1-2 punches in high school football, and Ricky Reck, great receiver, great running back, and also a great kick returner. We should see a lot of great things out of Ricky Reck this afternoon.
Well, it's going to be a fun one today. The third member of our broadcast crew is down on the sidelines. It's Larry Putney. Larry?
Guys, Lewiston and Greeley, a couple of teams looking for their first ever state championship in football. And in Lewiston's case, this is their first ever trip to a state football championship game. And that first time can be an exciting one. Don't expect many people home in these two towns of about 500 people. They'll all be right here at Memorial Stadium. And one final note, guys, how can we not talk about this weather? It was just 2 years ago that after the Class B championship game, the Red Cross actually treated someone for frostbite. Right now, 62 degrees. We're on our way to a high of 72, and it certainly makes this sideline job a lot of fun.
So you're saying no frostbite today is basically what you're saying, Larry Putney. Thank you very much. It is a gorgeous day. I can't remember a fall like the one we've had in Nebraska, Adrian.
You know what, Kevin? I've been around a few years, and I can't remember my lifetime a fall like this in November. This is incredible.
That's been terrific. And both of these teams are ready to go to kick off 3 days of state high school football championships. All right, let's go to public address announcer Dwight Weininger for player introductions.
And now, ladies and gentlemen, let's meet the players competing in the Class D2 State Football Finals. First, for the visiting Tigers of Lewiston High School. Number 12, Corey Flessner. Number 13, Tim Teese. Number 14, Justin Hippen. Number 15, Nick Wishmeyer. Number 20, Tyson Parks. Number 22, Ben Ideas. Number 24, Deion Parks. Number 32, Tanner Hippen. Number 34, John Weirby. Number 35, Nick Cisco. Number 40, Derek Wilkinson. Number 41, Andrew Cisco. Number 54, Matthew Kalin. Number 60, Jeff Robinson. Number 65, Brandon State. And now, welcome the rest of the Lewiston Tigers to the field. Head coach for the Tigers is Neil Wolfter, assisted by Dan Parks and Jeff Bacon.
And that's your Lewiston Tigers, 10-2 on the season. And a very potent offensive team in the Lewiston Tigers with a lot of talent in their backfield.
Kevin, they do. Deion Parks, we talked about him, a great passer, needs 104 yards to set a single-season record in 8-man football for passing yardage. And then Ben Ideas, their great receiver, he owns the 8-man records in the state of Nebraska with 90 receptions, 1,562 yards, and 25 touchdowns. Tremendous football players. So expect a lot of sparks out of those guys this afternoon.
All right, let's return to public address announcer Dwight Weininger to introduce to you the Greeley Bulldogs.
The Bulldogs of Greeley High School. Number 1, Ted Nikolai. Number 4, Brian Dutcher. Number 6, Chris Williams. Number 8, Mason Haas. Number 10, Rick Reck. Number 12, Morgan Donovan. Number 21, Kevin Dugan. Number 24, Scott Wood. Number 32, Kevin Nordhue. Number 34, Jeremiah Sweeney. Number 40, Sean Harrahill. Number 42, Jeremy Pass. Number 44, Michael O'Connor. Number 50, Jordan Foltz. Number 53, Jeff Nowak. Number 55, Shane Ryan. Number 56, Travis Herman. Number 61, Jimmy Caraher. Number 64, Doug Nielsen. Number 65, Kevin Nowak. Number 68, Jimmy Wood. Number 72, Derek Ryan. And number 80, Russell Gibson. Head coach for the Bulldogs is Dennis Hurlbut. Now, ladies and gentlemen, here's your game officials.
There you have them, the Greeley Bulldogs and the Lewiston Tigers. We talked about the potency of the Lewiston Tiger offense. The strength of this Bulldog team is their defense. So we're going to run into the immovable object, irresistible force kind of theory here in the D2 state championship, Aid. Which one of those two will be able to knock the other one off the football?
You know, Kevin, when you look at the defensive side of it, Lewiston averaging giving up 14 points in their last 4 ball games, really have come on well since they got clobbered at midseason by Sterling 70-34, realigned their defense and really have played well defensively since. And Greeley, on the other hand, allowing just 11 points a game to their opponents. They have 5 shutouts on the year. So there is some great defense that will be played here this afternoon. It's just a matter of whether or not Greeley's defense can stop that great offensive punch of Dion Parks. Big kid, 6'2", 6'2", 225. I watched him in pregame, Kevin. He can throw the football very well.
He's got a great arm.
Nice delivery, left-handed. So going to be fun to watch him play and team up with Ben Ideas. Ben Ideas, by the way, in the last 2 games to get here, 17 receptions, 334 yards, and 5 touchdowns.
Now the 2 captains for respective teams are coming to the center of the field to listen in. And let's see if we can listen in as well to the coin toss as it's being flipped here. The referee introducing himself to all the players and getting ready for this one between Greeley and Lewiston.
Fellas, you got Captain Ideas, is that right? Paul Eaton, nice to meet you. It's a beautiful neighborhood football, guys. And Captain Robinson? All right, hey, nice to meet you, man. Fellas, we're here to help you have a good football game. If you got any questions, come to us, okay? We're out here to help you. We're not out here to hurt you. You're going to be the spokesman for your team? Okay, Captain Ryan, Captain Donovan, either one. On this side, okay, Captain Ideas. The visiting team is Greeley. So who wants to call the toss? You're the home team. Oh, I'm sorry. You're the visitors. You want to call the toss then, Captain Ideas? Yep. Captain Robeson, do you ever get to do anything? No. Not at all? All right. Hey, call it while it's in the air. This is the tails and this is the heads. If I drop it, we'll flip it again, man, okay? Heads. And it is a tails, so Greeley's won the toss. You would like to defer, and you fellas have your choice then. You would like to have the football. Choice of ends? Defend that goal. Would you put your backs to the goal you're going to defend, fellas? And we've got the fact that Greeley won the toss. Is that correct, man? And you chose to defer. And so we've got Lewiston is going to receive it this
All right, Lewiston will have the football first. Greeley wins the toss. They defer. Lewiston will have it, and we'll have the kickoff right after this on Nebraska Public Television.
Programming on the Nebraska ETV network is made possible in part by Blue Cross and Blue Shield of Nebraska.
It's the value of responsive customer service to make healthcare simple. It's the value of a statewide network of doctors and hospitals to make healthcare accessible. It's the value of a plan that works to make healthcare practical. That's the value of Blue. Blue Cross and Blue Shield of Nebraska.
The Blues are good.
And a good value.
For you.
This program is made possible by the Nebraska Public Power District and your local public power utility.
Always there when you need us. Nebraska Public Power District and your local public power utility.
The 2001 Nebraska State High School Football Championships are being carried live over the internet, so if you have friends or family who don't have access to the Nebraska ETV network, have them log on to net.unl.edu, click sports, and follow the prompts to State High School football. These webcasts are free and brought to you commercial-free as a service of NETV Sports, Nebraska's home for sports. Greeley will kick it off. Lewiston will receive to start the football game, so we'll get our chance quickly at Dion Parks. Let's look at the road to the state championship game for Lewiston and Greeley. Neither road a very easy one, Aid.
Not at all. Each team really had to come through tough and play top-rated ball clubs. Lewiston had to beat number 4 Sterling, then defending state champion Lindsay Holy Family, and then number 1 Elgin Pope Elgin Pope John. They beat them 44-7, Kevin, as you see. And again for Greeley, they had another tough road to hoe. Number 6 Hay Springs, number 8 Clearwater, and then the top-rated Sargent football team. They had to beat them.
Lewiston and Greeley, there you are.
There you go.
In the state of Nebraska, Lewiston in the southeastern part of the state, Greeley in the north central part of our state. And both teams convene here today.
You bet, Kevin. And speaking of geography, the field is a little bit different also for our football fans viewing 8-man football for the first time. As you see the current weather conditions there.
Couldn't be better.
62. It is. It's a perfect day to play this game. But again, this field 80 yards long rather than the 100 yards. Other than that, rules pretty much the same as a regular 11-man football. But again, an 80-yard field to play on.
And if it goes into the end zone on the kickoff, it is at the 15-yard line. And the kickoff is taken right at the goal line. They say he was not in, so here comes the return for Lewiston's Tim Tess. He fumbles the ball. It trickles toward the side. It's picked up by the Greeley Bulldogs. Huge break on the opening play. The Bulldogs have it first, and they'll be on offense to start off after the fumbled kickoff.
And Kevin, Jordan Foltz is the young man who was a man of the hour, man of the minute, let's say, on the kickoff. Jordan Foltz from Greeley. He's the guy that recovers that fumble. There you see number 13, Tim Tees, being separated from the football, and there it gets away from another Greeley player, and there's Foltz. Young man, sophomore, Jordan Foltz, 6 foot, 195. He gives his team a golden opportunity.
First down and goal from the 5-yard line for the Greeley Bulldogs. A chance to get out early. The give is to Ricky Reck. Working over that right side, nothing there. Ben Ideas. We'll hear his name a lot today. Got in there on the stop.
First couple of hits here in this football game on the kickoff, and that hit right there by Ideas serves notice to everybody on the field that there will be some hitting going on today.
The Bulldogs starters, Chris Williams, Jeremy Poss, Ricky Reck, Morgan Donovan, Russell Gibson, and Kevin Novak. The backs and receivers for the Bulldogs of Greeley. Herman, Ryan, and Ryan on the line for the Greeley Bulldogs. Second down and 5, Williams on the play fake. The left-hander too deep in the end zone. Two left-handed quarterbacks, don't see that very often in any state championship game.
Sometimes you don't see that very often on the street. Corey Flessner over there on defense for Lewiston. Right there with the receiver on the pattern, and the ball well thrown beyond the end zone.
Justin Hippen, Derek Wilkinson, Brandon Stake, Jeff Robinson on the defensive line for the Lewiston Tigers. In the backs and linebackers, Corey Flessner, Ben Ideas, Dion Parks, and Nick Sisko. Big third down here, third and goal from the 5. They'll run the option. Williams looking for running room, finds none. Big defensive stand by that Tiger defense.
Wow. We talked about defense in the open, Kevin, and we saw right there how this Lewiston trap has been snapping here in the first 3 plays. And there you see number 40 and also number 60, Robeson. Robeson, a great student, a great football player. 68 tackles on the year. He sports a 3.7 GPA. And here comes Greeley, going to try it one more time.
They will go for it on 4th down and goal from the 4-yard line. Chris Williams looks to throw. Has time, flags are down. Williams will scramble. He's into the end zone for the score, but there is a flag down right at the goal line, thrown in what's the general direction, I'd say, of holding.
You bet. Usually that is the indication. We'll see in a moment here from referee Paul Eaton, he being from Wakefield. But play was a pass play, obviously set up, looking to go to the left side on the pass play. Here comes the call.
It is holding, but defensive holding. It's been declined, and it's a touchdown.
What a way to get this game started here. Here you see the play action fake, and then the look by Williams. Looking left, nothing there. And then there's a really nice lane that sets up, kind of a crisscross lane right across, and then right across that yellow stripe. Touchdown for Greeley.
On the try for the extra point is Russell Gibson. Left-footed kicker. The try is up, and it's no good. Gibson misses it wide to the left, but the Bulldogs take advantage of the fumble, and on 4th down and goal, punch it into the end zone on a scramble by Chris Williams from 4 yards out to give Greeley the 6-0 lead.
And the glass slipper continues.
What
a story about the Greeley Bulldogs.
Getting ready to kick it off, but first a timeout. Greeley 6, Lewiston 0 early first quarter from Memorial Stadium in Lincoln.
Every day, the staff at Marketplace, your best source for business news on radio, call experts.
5 minutes of his time for a show today.
Ask questions.
I'll need the price of oil close to the deadline.
Research issues.
I want to hear what your thesis is.
And put it all together.
All the reporters are filing in the last half hour. All the interviews are finished being edited. The engineers are crashing.
To give you a complete review of the day's top economic news.
This is Marketplace.
Listen to Marketplace, weeknights at 6 Central Time on NPRN, the Nebraska Public Radio Network.
Back at Memorial Stadium in Lincoln, Nebraska, 6-0. The Greeley Bulldogs lead, taking advantage of a Lewiston Tiger fumble on the opening kickoff of the game. And on 4th down, they gamble a little bit, go for it, and get it into the end zone for 6.
Kevin, what a valiant effort by both teams, quite frankly. Lewiston defense trying to shut them out, keep them out of the end zone, and Greeley not to be denied on 4th down. They take it in. Greeley, as we said before the break, really wearing the glass slipper this year. They were preseason number 5, ended up the season unranked, and then they had to qualify for the playoffs, and they got the last point accumulation, number 6, to get into the playoff. Here comes the kick.
Michael O'Connor approaching the football. Driving that one well into the end zone, and it'll come out to the 15-yard line, and that's where Lewiston will start off 1st down and 10. O'Connor, they've been very pleased this season in Greeley with what he's done on kickoffs, averaging 45 yards per kickoff this season.
Well, that one there was like a line drive in baseball. An excellent kick by, go ahead.
It's the offense for the Lewiston Tigers. Deion Parks, Tim Teese, Corey Flesner, Andrew Sisko, and Ben Ideas, the backs and receivers. On the offensive line, Nick Sisko, Jeff Robeson, and Derek Wilkinson, as Lewiston will start off in the gun. Parks to throw. Finds a man wide open. It's Corey Flesner. Flesner drugged down at the 30-yard line, and that's a Lewiston 1st down. The difference in the offenses is very striking. Greeley comes out, runs the ball. Lewiston in the shotgun on the first play for the Greeley Bulldogs. Defensively, Morgan Donovan, Derek Ryan, Travis Herman on that defensive line. The backs and linebackers, Russell Gibson, Chris Williams, Ricky Reck, Jeremy Poss, and Jimmy Wood. The backs and linebackers today for the Bulldogs. Out of the I formation on 1st down. Teese trying to work up the middle and doesn't find a lot of running room. Derek Ryan, big nose tackle in there to make the stop.
Great job by that Greeley defense to stack up the middle. On the play previously, great route, run down there, a deep curl-in route, and the ball thrown right on the mark by Deion Parks. Parks, a terrific quarterback, also a great baseball player.
Parks in the gun on 2nd and 9. Has some time, over the middle he goes, sliding grab, not made. Ben Ideas was there. The ball a little bit underthrown as Parks got some late pressure and had to hurry it a bit.
Underthrown, Kevin, because of the efforts of Travis Herman for Greeley, coming in from the right side, right into the face of that young man right there, Deion Parks. Herman, he's a junior, 6 foot, 170 pounds, coming right into the face, into the quarterback, and made him throw it just a tad bit early.
3rd down and 9 coming up for the Tigers. 9 minutes, 48 seconds remaining here, just first quarter. 6-0. Greeley with the lead over Lewiston. The Class D2 state championship game. Teese comes in motion for the Tigers. Parks in the gun. Fakes the throw to the right, fires it out to the left side, but read perfectly. Beautiful play by Morgan Donovan, who had that play sniffed out from the get-go.
Teese doing a lot of moving down there. He came in motion from the wide split on the left side, back to the line, and kind of hip-hopped his way back the other way. But all of a sudden, Donovan, he comes up with a great play. He was blocked on the play, got loose on the play, and then made it over there in the flat. Excellent work by Morgan Donovan. He's a senior, 11 sacks on the year, 4 pass interceptions.
Derek Wilkinson, averaging 30 yards per punt, will punt it away. Short line drive, kick taken at the 20-yard line. Stutter step at the 25 and back down to the 29-yard line goes the Greeley Bulldogs, Tyler Brusovsky. And Greeley will have it 1st down and 10 with that 6-0 lead. Good start for the Greeley Bulldog defense, perhaps not as highly touted as that Lewiston Tiger offense, but at least on the first series, they do a nice job containing Deion Parks and the rest.
Well, Kevin, as we said earlier on, 5 shutouts by this defense this year and really playing excellent football, giving up just 11 points per game on the year.
Toss to Reck. Cuts it back up the middle across the 30 and driven back at the 32-yard line. Reck cut it back against the grain, picks up a few up the middle, but a good job by that Lewiston interior line. NETV sports coverage of the 2001 Nebraska State High School Football Championships brought to you by Blue Cross Blue Shield of Nebraska. The Blues are good for you. NPPD, always there when you need us. And by Tobacco-Free Nebraska for a great state of health. 2nd and 7 for Greeley. On the play fake. Has time, has a man. It's Jeremy Poss down the sideline, driven out of bounds at the 26-yard line. Finally caught up to by Nick Sisko, but a big gain for the Bulldogs.
I tell you what, Greeley recognized the stacked defense up there up front. Everybody pulled in tight, everybody up in that box. And Poss sneaks out of the backfield, floats out there in the flat, and bingo, Chris Williams right on the money out there in the flat. Big first down on into Lewiston territory, and Greeley, the Bulldogs, on the march once again.
1st down and 10 on the Lewiston 26-yard line. Greeley will line him up in the eye. The give over the left side. Reck gets away. He has the corner. Ricky Reck down the sidelines, driven out of bounds at the 3-yard line. 1st and goal, Bulldogs. Great speed and acceleration around that corner, Abe.
And it all made possible. Watch this, 56, bottom of your screen right there. Great block. A little bit of a stiff arm on that player, but Travis Herman pulls out and just makes the block on the edge to spring the runner right here. Watch right there. See that block on number 60, Jeff Robison, that is, or is it Robinson? Robinson, I beg your pardon. And man, puts him right down there about 3 yards from pay dirt.
1st and goal from the 3. Stack him in the eye again. Williams trying to run on a little quarterback keep, and he was in trouble for the minute he got the football from center. Lewiston with great penetration.
Looked like a dog race down there, and he was a rabbit.
And in cases like that, the rabbit didn't get away.
Yeah, absolutely. The motor not running fast enough down there is about 4 white jerseys after 1 red jersey, and that was it. A little bit of a loss on the play. Make it 2nd down now and 5.
Trying to punch it in on their 2nd consecutive possession. Greeley leading 6-0 here. 8:04 remaining in the 1st quarter. 2nd and goal from the 5. Reck on the inside handoff. Sheds 1 tackle. Cannot get away from big number 40, Derek Wilkinson. 6'6", 210, and he used that height and that long reach to reach out and grab himself a piece of Ricky Reck.
One of the great players on this football team. His coach, Neil Wolfter, says one of our best players, a great contributor to our football team. There you see him right there. Excellent size with that 6'6" and 210-pound frame, and man, does a great job to stop a touchdown right there.
3rd down and goal again. Seems like we have been in this spot already today. Greeley on 3rd down and goal. The handoff again. This time around the side, it's Jeremy Poss, and Poss will not get in. He runs into Jeff Robinson, and Robinson spins him down at the line of scrimmage.
You know, Kevin, that play looked like it had great potential to get into the end zone. Little toss pitch to the left side over here. But again, that speed and quickness and pursuit by the Lewiston defense led by Robinson stops the play and makes it 4th down. Greeley was able to get it in last time about this distance. Let's see if they can do it again here.
Almost the exact same spot on the field. 4th down and goal last time resulted in 6. We'll see what happens here on 4th and goal. Williams on the play fake. Not this time. The Tigers are all over Chris Williams. Good penetration again. Justin Hippen and Nick Sisko close out the Bulldogs on 4th down.
Excellent quickness up front there, led by Sisko. You saw him. He came in right in the face of the quarterback, Chris Williams, on the play. Ball will go over, but nice work on the blitz, coming right up the middle. There you see it right there. Nobody touched him. Number 35, Sisko, Nick Sisko. He's a sophomore, 6 foot, 170 pounds.
Lewiston turns away Coach Hurlbert and the Greeley Tigers, and now Parks will run on the option, trying to get through the middle. Good strength by Deion Parks. Looked like he should have been stopped at about the 13 or 14. Instead ends up at the 16-yard line to pick up a 4.
On that 4th down play, along with the host of tacklers, Justin Hippen in there, the host of defenders, I should say, Justin Hippen in there, one of the leading tacklers on the football team. He contributed to that play. About 6 minutes left here in the first quarter.
2nd down and 6 from the 16. Parks will go back into the shotgun. Straight drop, looking for time. Finds a man out there, and he's got him. And out of bounds goes Ben Ideas. And Ideas out to the 34-yard line, enough for a first down, a pickup of 18 on the play.
Tremendous throw, tremendous catch right to the outside.
6:05 remaining in the first quarter, and watch it again with Deion Parks.
Here we go. Time. Here it goes. A lot of pressure right there. Number 56 coming in, Travis Herman. And then about a 35-yard throw to the outside. And Ideas, just before he steps out of bounds, he makes the catch. What a tremendous play.
Ideas holds the 8-man record for receptions in a year with 90 this season. The inside handoff goes nowhere. Travis Herman, to put the pressure on that last play, was all over Tim Teese. And Teese is thrown for a loss of a couple on the play. 6-0 our score. The Greeley Bulldogs getting on the board after Lewiston fumbled the opening kickoff. The extra point was missed. Tigers trying to come back in this one. 5:35 remaining first quarter. Parks on 2nd and 12. Lofting it over the middle, and it's too tall for everyone. Ideas and for Ricky Rick. Larry Putney is down on the sidelines. Larry, what do you have for us?
Well, guys, you know, Greeley really battled some long odds to get here. You talked about really the Cinderella story, but they also battled odds as far as injuries. Their starting quarterback and starting I-back went down during the year. One of the guys is Brian Dutcher, who joins me now. Brian, you're suited up, though, and here today.
Yeah, I would really like to play, but it's just tough luck. I couldn't.
Broke your leg earlier. Tell us about when that was and about your team, you know, coming back and really getting back into it.
I broke it in the 4th game of the season against Lindsay Holy Family. We lost the next 2 games, but then we came back strong, made a run at it.
It's a team that's really battled long odds to get here, Kevin. They're doing a nice job so far.
And they battle long odds and long distance on 3rd down and 12. And another completion from Parks to Ideas into Greeley territory, and good for another first down.
You know, Ideas, here's the throw. Throw forced again by pressure. A little bit wobbly, but the throw gets there, and Ideas, a little bit of about a deep, maybe a 17-yard square out over there, and he comes up with the football. What a receiver, Ben Ideas. We'll talk more about him here in a minute.
Already been a great combination between Parks and Ideas here this afternoon. 1st and 10 from the Greeley 34-yard line. Little reverse to Ben Ideas. Ideas sheds 1 tackle and cannot get away from the second hit at the 30-yard line. It's a pickup of 4 yards on the play. And the Tigers continue to move the football here midway through this first quarter. 4:50 remaining in the quarter.
Kevin Ideas against Lindsay Holy Family in the quarterfinals had 9 receptions for 193 yards and 3 touchdowns. In the semifinal against defending state champion Elgin Pope John, 8 receptions, 141 yards and 2 touchdowns.
Not too bad of numbers.
Tremendous.
2nd down and 6. Trying to bounce outside is Teese, and he will not get away. Good pursuit on the play. Coming from number 80 for the Greeley Bulldogs, Russell Gibson, who makes the stop.
That kid right there, Russell Gibson, senior, 5'10", just 130 pounds, but great support to the outside on the play. He had a blocker that tried to get to him. He was able to work off that block, come up to the outside and make the play. Nice work.
3rd down and 4 for Lewiston. Parks will run the option, and he will lunge forward. Going to be awfully close to that first down with that second effort by Deion Parks.
Parks 6'2", 225. If you need that extra yard, that kind of size and that quickness that he has, will usually get it for you as the referees now signal timeout. Chain gang will come out, and we'll get our first good look at those folks. I know they wore their makeup today, so should be a good picture.
Well, they want to look good. They know the cameras are here. These guys have folks watching to see them, too. A little bit short of that first down. It'll bring up 4th and about a half of a football length for the first. And obviously, if you're Lewiston, you go for it here.
Neil Woofter right there, 26 years at Lewiston. There's Dennis Hurlbut, the head coach of the Greeley Bulldogs. Here we go.
They'll stack it in the eye on 4th down, and Parks will just keep on a quarterback sneak. Breaks 1 tackle. Look at Deion Parks working hard. The ball is fumbled, but it goes out of bounds, and it'll be a Lewiston first down. Wow, what strength.
You bet, Kevin. almost the ability to spin out and go and make it work. Chris Williams over there. You see Chris right here. Good job by Williams, the quarterback, and now playing some defense. He spins him out and strips the football. And just a couple unlucky bounces there, or Greeley recovers the football. But there is a short gain on the play, not much.
Well, Deion Parks may not be the fastest quarterback, Abe, but he is one of the stronger quarterbacks you'll see. Quick drop, quick throw as he tosses it out to Andrew Cisco, and Cisco will move it from the 22 down to the 18-yard line. A pickup of 4 yards on the quick pass from Parks to Cisco.
Tough to defend against a player like Cisco, 6'3", 200 pounds. Great size, and then tough to get into the defense as far as that play was concerned. It's just a quick snap and a quick throw. Hard to get the ball knocked down, hard to put pressure on because it's just boom, boom, happens right now. Good call. About 2nd and 5 here.
3:05 remaining first quarter. Parks in the gun. Inside handoff. And Teese will go nowhere. Again, Greeley with penetration. Morgan Donovan got there first and wrapped him up for a loss on the play of 1.5 yards. Brings up another 3rd and long for the Lewiston Tigers. They trail it 6-0 here first quarter, 2:39 and rolling in this first quarter of play at Memorial Stadium. There's the officials. Paul Eaton wearing the white hat today. On 3rd down, Parks on the quarterback keep. Tripped up but lunges forward and has the first down inside the Greeley 10-yard line, and it's 1st and goal for the Tigers of Lewiston.
Well, once again, you talk about size as Parks tucks it. That quarterback draw right up the middle. A lot of teams running that quarterback draw here, not only in high school but in college. They spread the field, try to get defense lined up hat on hat, man on man, and then you run the quarterback draw with a big guy that can move it.
On 1st down and goal, they give it to the fullback, and not a lot of running room on the inside for John Werbine.
I believe number 56, Travis Herman. He's played a great first quarter here for Greeley. Again, underneath all of that, along with Derek Ryan, also tremendous leading tackler on this football team, to go with Morgan Donovan. There you see Herman.
Logging it up on the inside for the Bulldogs. Out of the gun, 2nd and goal from the 9. Parks fires it out, incomplete. Wanted to hit Ideas, could not do it. Chris Williams on the coverage, and good coverage, was blanketing Ideas out there.
You bet. Watch here how the ball's going to be thrown down and low. And man, that's a great, you can't get much better than that, my friends, right there. There you see Chris Williams, because that kind of ball, usually only one person can catch it, and that is a receiver. And it's almost impossible to do what Williams did right there, but he did it, and he knocked it away, Kevin.
Got a hand on it.
Wow.
I can't believe he did.
That's incredible.
Parks out of the shotgun, 3rd down and 9. Fakes to give inside. Parks will try to run. He's got a lot of red jerseys in front of him and nowhere to go. Deion Parks trying to do it himself on that play, but Greeley was waiting. 4 Bulldogs out in front of him, including Derek Ryan, Morgan Donovan, among others.
Parks here trying to move it, trying to get it upfield. Excellent job there by Jeremy Pass to knock him down. He took him on. Jeremy Pass, 5'9", 170, going against the 225-pound Deion Parks.
1:10 remaining in the first quarter. And a 4th and goal from the 7. Lewiston will go. Parks throwing out of the gun. Lobs into the end zone. Caught for the touchdown. Ben Ideas leaps up high and grabs it to tie the game at 6. What a grab by Ideas.
Into double coverage, almost triple coverage over there. Going against Chris Williams and a couple of other red jerseys, but Ideas with great leaping ability goes up. And, well, we'll see if this game is tied here. And actually, we'll see if Lewiston can take the lead here. But what a grab and what effort by Ben Ideas.
Lewiston will go for 2. Parks into the end zone, swatted away. Great defensive play by number 80, Russell Gibson, who anticipated perfectly and swatted it away. So the point after, no good for either team. We'll see the touchdown again from Deion Parks.
Watch this catch in traffic right there. Double coverage coming up. Chris Williams was on the back end. He was trying to knock the football away. And then you saw Jeremy Pass coming up at the bottom of the screen there to try to help out and maybe get a shot. And again, knock the football away. Did not happen. And we have a tie score. Great job. We talked about Ben Ideas and what a terrific receiver he was and how it was a great 1-2 punch for Lewiston. We saw an example right there.
Deion Parks getting the elbow taped up. The Nebraska State High School Football Championships on NETV Sports, made possible in part by the financial contributors to Nebraskans for Public Television. You, too, can help support your statewide network and become a member of NPTV by calling toll-free 800-634-6788. You can also join NPTV over the internet. Log on to our network website at net.unl.edu. Click membership and follow the prompts. If you enjoy our high school sports coverage, help keep it on television and join NPTV today. Ben Ideas will kick it off for Lewiston. And they do the squib kick, scooped up for Greeley by number 44, Michael O'Connor. Gets away from one man, and O'Connor down near the 28-yard line. Little squib kick there, and that sets Greeley up decent field position on 1st down and 10.
53 seconds, 54 seconds actually on the clock, and ticks down to 53 with that last play. But again, the Lewiston Tigers trying to eliminate a return, squib kick it, burn some clock here, get this thing on into the second quarter. Greeley is ready to go.
Tie game at 6. Williams on 1st down, gives it off to Jeremy Poss. And not a lot of running room again. Justin Hippen there on the stop.
Not sure that on the play there, Kevin.
With the ball in the 28-yard line.
He went to the right. He had a lot of blocking set up for the trap play on the left-hand side. And he may have seen some daylight over there and decided to take it, but that play, I believe, was designed to go left, as they'll go 2nd and 10 now.
Waning moments of this first quarter. 20 seconds remain in the quarter. Ricky Reck on the carry, and Reck gets popped as he gets it out near the 30-yard line. For a moment, looked like Ricky might have a little bit of daylight, but that was closed off very quickly. Corey Flesner in there to make the stop, along with Brandon Stake.
You bet. Stake again underneath it all, along with Flesner. Great job by both of those two guys. Trying to go over that left side over there. Morgan Donovan, Derek Ryan in the offensive line. We're going to have a time. All right, that's it.
That's the end of the first quarter of play in the Class D2 State Championship game. Lewiston and Greeley tied at 6 at Memorial Stadium in Lincoln.
Funding for this program is provided in part by Tobacco Free Nebraska, a campaign created to educate Nebraskans about health risks associated with tobacco use.
Travel the World, Saturday afternoons at 2:30 Central Time on Nebraska ETV.
From the University of Nebraska-Lincoln, this is your Nebraska ETV network.
Along with Adrian Fiala and Larry Putney and our entire Nebraska ETV sports production crew, I'm Kevin Kugler. Welcome to Memorial Stadium in Lincoln, Nebraska. We will be here for a while, all weekend, in fact.
I've got an apartment on the roof, Kevin.
I saw your cot up there. I know you leave it up there during Nebraska football season. And why not just stay for the weekend?
I'm just concerned about my shower there. It's just a garden hose hooked up to the outside, and the water's a little cool.
You've been blessed with good weather. Usually by this time, you're scraping the water off after the shower. 3rd down and 6 for Greeley. Williams to throw. Rolling out on the left side, has a little bit of running room. Williams will have the 1st down and knocked out of bounds at the 40-yard line.
Good job.
Williams, good mobility.
Good job of scrambling right there by that young man, Chris Williams. Everything pretty well buttoned up down on the backside in terms of pass coverage, so he tucks it and leads it up to the outside. I believe it was Lawrence Scholl over there. Beg your pardon. It was Brandon Stake over there who really kind of put a good block over there to get the edge.
First down and 10. Inside handoff. Nothing doing. And there's Brandon Stake again. You think he's excited? A big tackle made in the state championship game? I'll say so.
He put a stake right into that play, I should say. And, man, look at that. Just tremendous quickness coming up. Brandon Stake, he came into the ball game with 86 tackles on the year. He's made a couple prior to that big hit, causing about a 4-yard loss there.
Causing Greeley to take a timeout as well to talk things over there. Dennis Hurlburt not very happy about what he saw blocking-wise up front, so he'll talk things over with his offense.
Kevin, we talked about defense going into the ball game, and Lewiston has allowed just 14 points a game here in their last 4 games. 3 of those, obviously, the playoff games, and then their last game prior to that against Omaha Brownell Talbot. But tremendous quickness on the lane, as you see Dennis Hurlburt there talking to his players, trying to get them pumped up, say make some blocks, get your hats on, get one-on-one to make those blocks.
Coach Hurlburt has had his say, and he heads back to the sideline as the Bulldogs head back to their huddle, facing a 2nd and 13 back at their own 37-yard line. Williams on the inside handoff again. It goes to Ricky Reck. Reck into Lewiston territory at the 36-yard line. Still going to leave him about 6.5 yards shy of the first down. Ricky Reck, a guy that didn't start the season as the running back. He's their leading receiver. Sean Harrahill broke his collarbone. Larry told you about the injuries this team has suffered through. They just plugged Ricky Reck in, and he's done the job at the tailback spot. 3rd and 6. The give to Jeremy Poss. Trying to cut it up the middle. Got a great block and has the first down for Greeley.
Just trying to find a hole as Jeremy Poss, and he looks to the way to the left. That's all blocked up. Well, let's stop. Let's go this way. Let's go right up the middle. I'll take another detour. And again, a nice cut right there to pick up that first down, or get right beyond the stake and pick up the first down, give his team a fresh 4 downs here.
First down and 10, 27-yard line, and flags fly. Movement along that Lewiston defensive line may cost them 5 more.
Kevin, do you know, is Georgia Tech recruiting Ricky Reck?
The Ramblin' Reck for Georgia Tech? That would fit. If they're not, they ought to be.
That'd be great, wouldn't it? I'd love to see that happen, both for the young man and just for name's sake.
Might be worth a scholarship from the Yellow Jackets just for the marketing problems that they could have. I mean, can you imagine the posters? Here comes the Ramblin' Reck for Georgia Tech. My gosh.
Oh,
somebody's got to get Georgia Tech on the phone and get them up here.
Well, we had that penalty just marked off there. You see Neil Woofter, the head coach for the Lewiston Tigers. Penalty marked off against the Bulldogs. We're ready to go here again.
So Lewiston was drawn off, and it's 1st and 15 for Greeley. Play fake. Williams with time. Underthrows his open receiver, Jeremy Poss, and it's 2nd and 15 for Greeley.
Jeremy Poss heading down the field on a post pattern, straight up the field towards that left goal post, left upright. And Dion Parks, if he would have known where that football was, he had his back to the ball. He simply needs to turn, look, and make the interception. But he was trying to catch up to the receiver as we go to down 2.
Parks does have 3 interceptions on the year. He's been everything for Lewiston this year, offense and defense. Williams on 2nd down, flushed out of the pocket, fires it out, and Parks there for the big hit on the play. The catch made by Ricky Reck, but it's going to end up losing about 1.5 yards.
There you see it again, trying to go downfield, but that's all covered. So he's going to his outlet man out here in the flat. That's Reck, and then a big Reck right there is the big Parks. Puts Reck right to the field.
We need more players with names we can have fun with. Yeah. That's a good one. Absolutely. For a football team. Reck. 3rd down and 16 from the 33-yard line of Lewiston. Greeley's drive has been stymied a bit. On 3rd and 16, Poss gets the carry, springs it to the outside, but not a lot of running room once he got around the corner. Jeff Robinson over there, Dion Parks over there as well, along with his backfield teammate John Werbine. And on 4th down and 12 from the 29-yard line of Lewiston. We'll see what Greeley decides to do here.
Well, we haven't had a punt yet today, Kevin. Don't know that we will right here. No, we will not.
They would go on 4th down and 12. Reck is the punter, unless they quick kick it here on 4th down and 12. Williams looking to throw, has lots of time, has a man open, it's grabbed, and the catch is made for the first down at the 14-yard line. Big play out there made by number 65, Kevin Nowak.
Coming from way across, right there at the bottom of the screen. Here comes the football, and what a great grab by Nowak. You saw him just take off there at the top of the screen out of that tight end position, and now here comes the football. He had his defender beat. Actually curled it back a little bit into the inside. Great reception.
Just his 3rd catch of the year, and now Poss gets the carry down to the 11-yard line.
Poss a good cut right at the exchange there, because Deion Parks coming on the blitz on the play, and he was able to cut back into the upside to the inside, and Parks went right on by, overran the play, and significant yardage picked up there. 2nd down now, about 7.
8:55 remaining in this first half. Tie game at 6 between Lewiston and Greeley. Again, Poss with the carry. Blocked off on one side, and he will not get away. Stake was there, as was number 34, John Werbine.
Everybody home on this play, and I'm talking defense. Nice job from the outside, and then you saw number 34 there, Werbine, making sure that nobody came back around to the outside on the back end of the play, and he contained it, and it goes for a loss.
Another long 3rd down for the Greeley Bulldogs. 3rd and 10 from the 14 of Lewiston. Lob into the end zone, incomplete. Too tall out there for his intended receiver, Russell Gibson, and it'll bring up 4th down and 10.
Corey Flessner on the coverage, and also a little bit of help. Nick Sisko, number 35, to the inside. See if you can get a piece of it there. It's kind of a zig in, zig out pattern. And there you see Flessner. Ooh, well, you saw Flessner throw his hands up. He was a little uncertain about whether or not the laundry was coming.
Usually that draws the call. Williams on the play fake on 4th down. Lobs towards the end zone, and it is intercepted. And who does it? It's number 22, Ben Ideas, with the pick.
That's nothing new for him. He had 12 pass interceptions coming into this ball game. Ben Ideas, just tremendous football player here, trying to get the rainbow pass, just loft it up there and try to get that receiver underneath it, trying to get the football to Kevin Nowak again, but Ideas high into the air in the end zone. Interception, and out it comes, and away Lewiston will try to go.
Lewiston turning away Greeley in the red zone again. 2nd time today the Bulldogs have been inside the 15-yard line and have come away empty. Parks on a keep on 1st down. A flag flies as Parks crosses the 20 to the 21-yard line. Clock will stop with 8:01 remaining in this first half as we sort out the penalty. Your referee today, Paul Eaton from Wakefield, and he signals holding against Lewiston.
You know, Kevin, earlier we talked about punting, and one of the reasons you don't see a lot of punting at this level is because the field is not that short. Not that short. How about not that long? Does that make sense?
One of the two of them.
One of those things.
Either not too short or not too long. It's just perfect.
Yeah, I need a little more coffee is what I need. So, but again, here we'll see it right here.
It's right in the middle here. It looks like Derek Wilkinson. Right in the middle of your screen.
Look at it, nice tackle.
A little bit of a wrestling move there.
That's the old counter quarterback trap. You see the fake to the back going up in, but again, nice tackle up front.
Does that count as a tackle? He had 81
so.
during the season. Parks on the pump and go. He's got Ideas out there, and nobody's going to catch Ben Ideas. He's going to score. Touchdown for the Lewiston Tigers as they connect Parks to Ideas for the score.
Offensive punch, what we talked about earlier on, and you just saw another one as Parks and Ideas line it up, put it together, and Ideas outruns the coverage on the far right side down the field. 71 yards on the play. Here you see it set up, and again, a great job by Deion Parks to get the ball away as he had red jerseys hanging all over him. to get it away. And there you see a little bit of a nice kick as Ideas finishes up the score.
He holds the state record with now 26 touchdown receptions on the year. And Lewiston will go for 2. Parks throws, caught, 2-point conversion good. Corey Flesner, and Lewiston now leads it by 8, 14-6.
Great route by Flesner that time. He cut it across, a little square in, and cut it out, and nice job. And Larry Putney on the sidelines. What do you have, Larry?
Well, guys, Deion Parks has really been battling injuries. I talked to his dad before the game, and he said he played most of the season with a broken ankle. He had a pin put in it, but continued to play. In recent weeks, he's gotten a little more healthy. He started to run the ball more. It's opened up their offense. That's when they've really started to do some great things. And the thing about it, guys, Deion Parks' best sport may not be football. He's a terrific pitcher. Lefty, throws about 85 miles an hour. And as you guys know, if you're a lefty in baseball with an 85 mile an hour fastball, you can go places. He's going to be at Nebraska's baseball camp on December 9th.
Now, back up there a minute. He played the season with a broken ankle, Larry Putney?
Well, that's what he said. I talked to his dad. He said he broke his ankle, had a pin put in, and continued to play. And his father said that when they would send a running play in for him on a quarterback draw, he'd call an audible and pass it because he wasn't ready to run yet on that ankle.
Oh, boy.
You know, Kevin, his coach, Neil Wolfter, made a comment that he was one of their toughest players.
Yeah,
now I know why.
Tell you what, there's not a handful of NFL players that would play with a broken ankle. Crying out loud. Squib kickoff by Lewiston. It is bobbled. Greeley's number 44, Michael O'Connor, picks it up and goes nowhere. And there you see the reason for the squib kick. Trouble handling it and an ability to snow them under with good kick coverage.
You bet. That squibber sometimes can pay good dividends. Almost did right there as the ball not handled cleanly on the play. But O'Connor finally gets a hold, and, well, they put him right to the ground on top of that. But, again, a lot of times that ball comes free. Golden opportunity. Here we go, Kev.
Chris Williams trying now to bring the Bulldogs from behind. 14-6 Lewiston leading with 7:40 remaining in the first half. Williams to throw. Has running room, has a blocker out in front, but too many Tigers out there for Williams to be able to get away, and it's a pickup of just 2 yards.
Russell Gibson out there on the flank trying to get free, thinking maybe he'll get out in the flat, but then he sees his quarterback is in trouble. So he peels back and tries to make a block, does make a block, about a 3-4 yard gain on the play, call it 3. And we'll see. Well, it's a little more, I guess a little less than 3. They call it 2.
2nd and 8, 7 minutes remaining in the first half. Williams under center on 2nd and 8. Gives it to Ricky Reck going up the middle. Reck getting a couple of good blocks and just followed big number 55, Shane Ryan, his center right up the middle of the field, and it's 2 yards shy of the first. Shane Ryan, just a sophomore. But he is the starting center for this Greeley team, and he had a good job clearing the road for Ricky Reck. Greeley trying to lean on this Lewiston team a little bit. 3rd down and 1. Give going up the middle, and Poss is stopped in the backfield.
Great defensive call that time, wherever it came from, top side or bottom side, but they plugged every gap. And you see, I didn't catch the number of who that was underneath. Oh, there, beg your pardon, but that was a great job. Just again, they plugged every gap. They had one of their players come up free, and they stopped it. Now you're going to see that punt we talked about earlier on.
And Ricky Reck, the punter for the Bulldogs, will do the honors. It's a high kick, fair catch signaled for by Ideas. He makes it at the 16-yard line. And Lewiston is back on offense, leading 14-6 with 5:47 remaining in this first half. Ideas, of course, moments ago caught that beautiful 71-yard touchdown pass, which went in for 6 points. The 2-point conversion made, 14-6. Lewiston with the lead. Be sure to join us tonight at 7:30 Central Time for the Class D1 championship game as the Howells Bobcats take on the Bloomfield Bees. We'll have complete coverage of all the 2001 Nebraska State High School football championship games right here on Nebraska ETV, Nebraska's home for sports. Parks trying to run, can't get away from Derek Ryan. Parks will pick up a yard on the play. for the Tigers of Lewiston.
That was that quarterback counter again, counter trap. Trying to get the ball up inside, or fake it up inside, and then the quarterback just has to find a hole. But Derek Ryan, his coach says, one of the best linemen, if not the best lineman in 8-man football. And we saw a good representative example of why that is. 5'11", 185 pounds, but man, he plays big.
2nd down and 8. Parks out of the gun. His outlet man is his tailback, and there's nothing there. Tim Teese could not get away from Morgan Donovan, who's having a big first half for Greeley.
Watch the pressure here, 72 right there back in. He doesn't see that, but he can hear that. And then the ball is delivered, and Morgan Donovan takes care of the rest of it. He had to play diagnosis. You see number 72 there, Ryan, again with that pressure.
3rd down, 14 yards to go for Lewiston. Back at their own 12-yard line. Parks will go back into the gun. 4.5 minutes to go in this first half. Pump fake. Parks fires it out. Great throw. What a grab. Oh, what a catch made by Corey Flesner. He's got the first down. A bullet from Deion Parks, and Flesner snares it for the first.
Into deep coverage right here. Watch number 6, Chris Williams, after the play. This ball threaded right through there. Bingo. And you won't see it there, but Chris Williams slapping the turf in frustration because he really had good position to make the play on defense, but again, the ball threaded right through there. Incredible. Kind of looked like Josh Heupel from Oklahoma a couple of years ago, putting it right through the eye of a needle.
Parks looks right, throws left, and Williams nearly had the pick. Nearly had it, just a beat late, but he knocked it away.
Oh, Chris getting a workout back there today, Kev.
Yes.
There's Deion Parks again. He looks everybody off to the right, fakes it there, pumps it there, and then boom, trying to get it over to number 22, Ben Ideas. But Chris Williams didn't take any of the fake. Almost has the interception.
Lewiston trying to wear out Greeley's quarterback, working on him at corner. Parks pumping twice, fires it down the sideline. He's got his man out there. Flesner has it. First down, Lewiston at the 15-yard line.
And Russell Gibson right there, step for step on the coverage, but again, the ball thrown right through the eye of the needle by Deion Parks on a fly pattern to the outside. Man, this guy can throw it.
Can't he, though? Wow.
And this guy can catch it. Excellent speed outside, and we're seeing an exhibition here today by Deion Parks and company in the passing game.
And gotta love that if you're the head coach of the Lewiston Tigers. First down and 10 from the 15-yard line. The inside handoff goes to Tim Teese. Teese has not been able to find a lot of running room, at least here in this first half. Had 930 yards rushing on the season, but hasn't been able to do too much coming into play here today. Second down, 9 yards to go, 14-yard line of Greeley. Parks will work into the gun again. Over the middle he goes, tipped and nearly intercepted, and Parks got smacked as he threw it too. Pressure coming right up the middle that time from Derek Ryan.
Ryan has been a force up the middle all of this ball game thus far, Kevin. Again, he beat his block up front, as you saw right there. And again, forcing the ball to be thrown under pressure, and almost picked up by Gibson out there, coming underneath all the action. He intended to hit the receiver towards the end zone there, but again, Russell Gibson knocking the football away.
Dennis Hurlburt looking on, hoping his defense can find a way to shut down this Tiger attack. Lewiston leading 14-6, 3:09 remaining first half. Parks on the option. They give it around on the end around to Ideas. He throws it back into the end zone for the touchdown. What a play. Tim Teese scoring on the throw from Ben Ideas.
There you see Teese working his way back. Man, watch this. Here's the pitch. Here's Razzle. It looks like a run, and now here's Dazzle. And not only that, it's a jump pass right up the middle to Tim Teese. My, what a well-done play and a fun play and an entertaining play for this crowd and for Lewiston and for head coach Neil Wolfter.
You gotta love that when those plays come together. Parks out of the gun, trying for two. He'll keep it himself, try to work it around the side. He cannot get in. Jimmy Wood in there on the stop. Wrapped him up around the ankles and prevents the two-point conversion. Let's watch the razzle and the dazzle.
A little Nebraska-Oklahoma look right here. There's the pitch from Parks to number 22, Ben Ideas. And now Ideas with that jump pass, and the ball is right on the money to Tim Teese.
Is this the black 41 flash reverse?
It's close, but not quite. But it'll work. It's the same result here. And maybe even a little more fun than what we saw. Again, razzle and dazzle. There's Woofter.
Saying now, that's exactly how you run it. Congratulations on that play. 20-6, Lewiston with 3:02 remaining in this first half. NETV sports coverage of the 2001 Nebraska State High School Football Championships is brought to you by Blue Cross Blue Shield of Nebraska. The Blues are good for you. NPPD, always there when you need us. And by Tobacco-Free Nebraska for a great state of health.
Yeah, we had a guest broadcaster on our network broadcast the last game, Kevin, the winner of our Junior Broadcaster Award from Tobacco-Free Nebraska. Shane Reardon from Columbus. Again, the squib kick here.
Working it upfield for Greeley. It's Chris Williams. Chris Williams breaking free. Trying to get around the corner. Williams does so down the sideline, and he stepped out of bounds at the 36-yard line. Just an eyelash out, or Williams is in for 6.
A lot of running here. You're going about 20 yards that way, 25, 30 yards the other way, and then make the turn, and yes, just right there, he steps out of bounds. Chris Williams, the Greeley quarterback, almost breaking it for a touchdown on the kickoff, but it'll come back to about midfield. They'll spot it at about the 35-yard line, and away we go.
Williams has been in the middle of everything today for Greeley. They'll line up with 3 wide receivers. On the right side, Williams in the gun on first down. Looking to throw. Over the middle. Poss is out there. Poss has it down to the 4-yard line. First and goal, Greeley.
Coverage was there. Justin Hippen was there, but Poss breaking free. He had to go through 2 guys on the route. Back there in the secondary, deep crossing route. You won't be able to see that here, I don't believe, but he had to go through 2 people. You see those 2 guys right there. He had to go between them. That was number 14, Hippen, and number 35, Nick Sisko. A great job to break free in that coverage, come up free, and then make that catch.
First and goal, Greeley from the 4-yard line. Williams on a designed keep, and Williams will go nowhere. Sisko was right there, joined by Deion Parks on the stop. They'll lose a yard back to the 5-yard line. So second down and goal. This is a big possession for the Greeley Bulldogs.
Yeah,
They're down 13.
They really need it, Kevin, to stay in the ball game here. Of course, you have a whole half of football left to go. But again, to stay in the ball game, they'd love to put one in the zone now.
Down 14, of course. My math skills still as strong as ever. Second and goal from the 5-yard line. Williams on the carry. He gives it off to Reck, and Reck going nowhere. Brandon Stake again. And how many times have we seen it today? Greeley's gotten inside the 10 or the 15-yard line, and Lewiston has slammed the door.
You bet. Tough place to make yardage inside that 10-yard line, and Lewiston is showing you why. They're playing excellent football up front. We saw the stand last series as they break the huddle again. If they play those gaps, here comes the snap. Yeah.
Third down and goal from the 8-yard line. Play fake. Williams with time. Steps up. Now he's under pressure. Gets away from one man. Throws it back, and it's tipped away. Incomplete. Corey Flesner staying with his man, Jeremy Poss, the whole way. Got that fingertip on it, Abe.
Trying to get into the end zone, but everybody is covered. He had 2 receivers in the end zone, looking, and now Jeff Robson that is going to get him, going to have a hand on him right there. He shakes free out of that, and then a little desperation toss, and cannot get it put together on the reception. That'll bring up 4th down now. Kevin, we talked about being behind as they are. In the playoffs, they were behind Sargent 22-7. Mid-3rd quarter, came back and won that ball game 26-22 in the semifinals. So Greeley can do it. They've been there before. They know how to do it, but they just as soon pick up a score right here with 1:22 left in the first half.
Dennis Hurlburt talking it over with his team. Trying to find a strategy here on 4th down and goal from the 8-yard line. Hey, check out the upcoming sports schedule on NETV, or maybe the entire Nebraska ETV, NETV2, or Nebraska Public Radio broadcast schedules by visiting our network website at net.unl.edu. 4th down and goal from the 8-yard line. What do you do here?
Well, I think you're going to see some sort of play action. They've been having trouble getting the football to the left side. You would think, honestly, you'd try to get the football on that left side with that quarterback. We'll see if they go play action the other way this time, Kevin.
4th and goal from the 8.
That's what it is.
It is play fake. Williams, lots of time. Nobody open. Gets some blocking. Williams fires into the end zone. Knocked away. Good play by Corey Flesner. And Greeley turned away again inside the 10.
Trying to get play action to the right side. Maybe to try to cross up the Lewiston defense. But again, great job in the secondary by the Lewiston bunch. Everybody covered, you see there. So now let's go ahead and see if we can make any yardage. And the ball just tipped away, and there you see the ball going right through the hands of number 35, Nick Sisko, but that's okay. The ball's going to go over anyway. And Lewiston will start it at the 10-yard line.
1st down and 10. Parks will give it off to Teese. Teese drugged down in the backfield, and a good tackle out there made by Russell Gibson. 1 minute remaining in this first half. Lewiston leading Greeley 20-6 in the D2 state championship.
When your quarterback's pinned back there and having trouble as a receiver, you got to try to find an open area. Some teams will practice on that sort of thing, Kevin, and put 2 or 3 receivers or a couple of receivers back there with 4 defenders, and then you work on trying to find the open spot, but didn't work on that play as we're ready for down 2 here.
2nd down and 9 from the 9. Parks under pressure, gets away, back in his own end zone, fires it out, incomplete. Boy, Deion Parks very fortunate to get away there as pressure came from Morgan Donovan.
Morgan Donovan, Corey Flesner first, as you see it, or check that. Morgan Donovan, I beg your pardon. And then another shot right there. Number 56, that's Herman again, coming in to try to make the big hit right before the pass. Pass underthrown because of that final piece of pressure by Herman.
3rd down and 9 from the 9. 28 seconds remaining in this first half. And Parks just going to take a knee. Doesn't want to risk anything right now. He will just take a knee. Greeley has a timeout left, and they do not choose to use it here.
And now
they do.
Called.
It is a final timeout taken with 16 seconds left. Why not? You force Lewiston to punt it away. And
without a doubt, I was really confused a bit there why they didn't take it right away, but they did, and they'll have about 16 seconds, well, a little less than that perhaps, to see what they can do if they can get the football back. Kevin, in time, the play choice here will dictate that.
Don't miss NETV sports coverage of NCAA women's basketball as we present the Time Warner Challenge this Sunday at 4:30 Central Time. It's an in-state battle as the Nebraska Cornhuskers host the Creighton Blue Jays live from the Devaney Sports Center in Lincoln. We'll have complete coverage exclusively on our cable network NETV2 live at 4:30 this Sunday. It's the Time Warner Challenge on NETV Sports, Nebraska's home for sports. The punt, it's a wobbler, but a good distance on it. Out of bounds at about the 31-yard line. And with 8 seconds left, Greeley will have 1 or maybe 2 last shots here to put points on the board.
Derek Wilkinson getting the football off on the year. Derek averaging just 29 yards, almost 30, is 29.8 a kick, almost 30 yards. And puts that one out. Ball bounces and goes out of bounds, and we'll start it at about the 30, as Kevin said. 1 play left here in this first half.
So Greeley may try to send one deep and see what happens here. 8 seconds remaining in the first half, trailing 20-6. And they'll just take a knee and head into the locker room down by 14. We have reached halftime at Memorial Stadium in the Class D2 state championship game. And Lewiston leading Greeley 20-6. Larry Putney is standing by with Greeley head coach Dennis Hurlburt.
Thanks, guys. Dennis, you really got off to a good start early with the turnover and the touchdown off of that. Since then, how do you keep Parks off the field?
Well, we're not doing a very good job on offense. Needless to say, they're stuffing our running game, making us throw, and we're not doing anything in the throwing department. As a result, they're still able to load up on us. Until we're able to start throwing these some passes and getting some connections here, we're going to have a hard day here.
How big was it to not capitalize there at the end?
Well, we had two opportunities, another opportunity besides that one that we should have stuck it in there, but we didn't. We're not being able to handle that big offense and defensive line right now.
Coach, best of luck in the second half.
Yeah.
A coach that's not very happy as he heads into the locker room, trailing 20-6. Lewiston with the lead over Greeley here at the half in the Class D2 state championship game on Nebraska ETV.
Programming on the Nebraska ETV network is made possible in part by Blue Cross and Blue Shield of Nebraska.
It's the value of responsive customer service to make healthcare simple. It's the value of a statewide network of doctors and hospitals to make healthcare accessible. It's the value of a plan that works to make healthcare practical. That's the value of Blue. Blue Cross and Blue Shield of Nebraska.
The Blues are good.
And a good value.
For you.
This program is made possible by the Nebraska Public Power District and your local public power utility.
Always there when you need us. Nebraska Public Power District and your local public power utility.
In the world of showbiz, Quincy Jones is an acknowledged master.
This tremendous pop music maestro.
He proved he could capture the imagination of the world.
He gives us the beat, and it's always
the right tempo.
Right in the pocket. Meet Quincy Jones, an American master.
Sunday night at 9 Central Time on Nebraska ETV.
He's not getting in, but you can when PBS and National Geographic take you inside the Vatican, November 21st on PBS.
This is your Nebraska ETV network.
And welcome back to Memorial Stadium in Lincoln, Nebraska, along with Larry Putney, Adrian Fiala, and our entire Nebraska ETV sports production crew. I'm Kevin Kugler. It is halftime. Lewiston leading Greeley 20-6 here at the half. We're happy to be joined at halftime by our good friend Riley Jane Hamilton of the Lincoln Journal-Star, who covers prep high school football all season long. I guess that's redundant saying prep high school football. I'll just say prep football in the future. Riley Jane Hamilton, your impressions of this first half. We talked earlier about Dion Parks, and boy, has he been impressive in this first half.
He really has. You know, and he's got a rocket for an arm. He played Legion baseball for Tecumseh, and that may end up being his sport, but he just has a tremendous arm. He has a real presence. He's such a big kid, too. I mean, when he starts rambling around out there, it's difficult for them to find him. So that's a kind of a fun thing. We were talking about, when's the last time you saw a football game with two lefty quarterbacks? That's an odd one.
It's been probably a long time, Riley. My question, I want to ask you, how are you able to cover these teams? I mean, it's incredible because, you know, you've got to rate all these teams in high school. And how do you do it? How do you go about doing it, Riley?
Well, you try to get out to some games in each class, but the most important thing is to build some relationships and some trusting kinds of things with coaches. And when coaches tell me that they're going to have a good team or they're not going to have a good team, I know which ones to believe and which ones to say, oh, you're just giving me a bunch of baloney here. And that's the important thing. And then you kind of try and keep an eye on and see who's playing well. Once in a while you see a loss, that kind of red flags. When Greeley lost the two consecutive consecutive games to Prague and St. Edward. I thought, well, something must be wrong. Well, sure enough, they'd lost their quarterback and were working in a new one. So those are the kinds of things you kind of try and keep an eye on. You can't change the ratings because of that, because you have to live and die with what you have. But it's nice to know that sometimes, just to make sure that you're getting the, kind of keeping an idea of who's playing with what they started with.
Okay. Riley, Jane, let's take a look at the D2 path to the state championship here as we get an idea as to what happened. As you see the brackets for D2, obviously neither Lewiston nor Greeley were probably expected to be here. Perhaps it was Pope John and Sargent that everyone thought would be in the championship game.
Oh, certainly. Lewiston and Greeley were the 15th and 16th teams into the playoffs. And Greeley barely made it. They were tied with, I think it was Stapleton, and it went to the third tiebreaker. So, they were really, biting their fingernails to get in. Once again, though, a team can get on a roll, and this is something that it happens. You've got a good team, and all of a sudden things work. Lewiston had lost to Sterling earlier in the year, and they lost to D1 Burning Davenport, which was a very good playoff team in D1. So, they weren't bad losses, and Lewiston made a few changes defensively, switched from a 4-2 or from a 3-3 to a 4-2, and decided to go after the run a little bit more. And I think that really made a big difference for Lewiston to be able to go the way they have. Once again, Greeley got on a roll. Their quarterback now is comfortable, and that's the way these playoffs sometimes go.
Yeah, no question about it. Well, tonight in D1, we will see another 8-man game. It will be Bloomfield and Howells. Let's take a look at the path that Bloomfield and Howells took to get to this state championship game. And what do you see tonight?
Well, Howells has, goodness, they've got the championship last year. That was, but they're a very different team this year. Last year they had Alan Boaboy, who rushed for over 2,000 yards and was just, like a bunny rabbit out there. He was scooting around so much. And a senior quarterback this year. They've got a very different look. But they have gotten hot. They knocked off St. Francis, and that was such a big game for them. They beat Sacred Heart. Those two consecutive wins are really, really impressive for Howells. Bloomfield is big. I saw them play against Burning Davenport, and Travis Melotti is a wonderful running back. But they're big. They just really plow the way for him, and then he has the wherewithal to, keep running around.
Riley, I saw some of their players. We're talking about guys in the 240, 250 range up
which
front.
Is huge.
Which is huge at this level.
Yeah. Exactly.
And that brings me to my next question. In terms of players at this level, D1, D2, tell us about what you see or what you've heard about maybe some Division I players coming out of those two classes. Anybody comes to mind quick?
Well, Deion Parks does. Yeah. And certainly there are going to be some folks that are going to be looking at him. It's kind of hard to say. We don't have anybody just jumping out. Sometimes there's a lineman that, just really jumps right out. And I haven't really heard much about that sort of thing this year. We seem to have mostly small teams. That's why Bloomfield maybe looks so big, is because there are so many teams that are a little bit smaller. And so probably what we'll see is a lot more of these kids instead of D1. They'll be D2 in State College, and you'll get to see their names a lot more around
Probably
here.
Doesn't really start to happen until you get up to the C level with Pierce and Matt Harrion and Nebraska recruit. From that point up, it starts to
Then it starts
escalate.
to pick up, yeah. Then you start to find more and more athletes. And very simply, that's logical. The numbers of students in the schools and all that sort of thing. So it makes sense that would work it that way.
But still a lot of great athletes at this level, Kevin.
Oh, no question about it. No question about it. It's been an entertaining first half. Lewiston leading at 20-6. Riley Jane Appleton's going to stick around. We're going to break down the rest of the state championship field when we return to Memorial Stadium in a moment.
Funding for this program is provided in part by Tobacco-Free Nebraska, a campaign created to educate Nebraskans about health risks associated with tobacco use.
No matter who you are, once upon a time, you looked like this. And you got there because of this. The urge to merge is fundamental. You just can't help yourself. Nova takes you closer than ever before. Witness life's greatest miracle next time on Nova.
Tuesday night at 8 Central Time on Nebraska ETV.
History isn't dead.
It's the living story of what's happened until now.
It's why things are the way they are.
It's the people who created the world we live in.
It's the struggles and triumphs that I can only dream about.
That's why I watch American Experience.
In Search of the Oregon Trail, American Masters.
On Nebraska ETV.
On Nebraska ETV.
On Nebraska ETV.
That's why I watch Nebraska ETV.
This is your Nebraska ETV network.
Lewiston leads Greeley 20-6 here at halftime at Memorial Stadium in Lincoln. Along with Adrian Fiala, I'm Kevin Kugler. We're joined here at halftime by Riley Jane Hamilton of the Lincoln Journal-Star. Let's move right on, Riley Jane. We'll start in tomorrow's Class C2's matchup, and let's take a look at the road to the championship for Hartington Cedar Catholic and for Lawrence Nelson. What do you see?
Well, Lawrence Nelson has been in the last two finals, only they were 8-man finals. So for them to be in another final, and they're obviously playing very well. I saw Grant play, and they're a good team. Cedar Catholic knocked off Pender, so yeah, I think it should be a fun final.
Lawrence Nelson making the jump up to C2. Is it more difficult to do that than going down to 8-man football?
Oh, I think it's much more difficult because you're dealing with a larger number. I mean, very simply, you need more bodies to be able to do it. Gary DeBoer was real concerned about whether he had enough linemen. And that's where you kind of start to run out of people when you make the switch from 8-man to 11-man.
Tomorrow night, Class A's championship. This is a fun one. Millard West, the team from the East, and North Platte coming out of Central Nebraska and representing the West and the Central.
Absolutely, and they both of them had stunning wins in the semifinals. Certainly, I did not expect it, and I don't think very many other people did. Millard West is a vastly improved team. They have just gotten better and better and better each week, and they're doing some really wonderful things. North Platte has the Woodhead brothers who are just running crazy for them and filling in holes where, it looked like maybe you lose your starting quarterback, your starting running back, 1,000-yard rusher. That's trouble, but here they are.
Riley, I think most people want to know what happened to Lincoln Southeast in that quarterfinal game.
It was a combination of things. Millard West is very, very strong and physical up front, and that was the one thing that Southeast coach Chuck Mazurski had been worried about all year, was that their line was maybe a little bit undersized. And that was so dramatic in that game. And then once it kind of started, then it kind of snowballed for Millard West and against Southeast, and they just could never get untracked.
Yeah, it had to be that, because for them to give up 42 points and not score any with that offense, incredible.
Yeah, hard to believe indeed. One of the biggest surprises of the playoff field. Let's look on in the playoff field to Class C1 now. Pierce against Boone Central. Pierce with Matt Harriet, Nebraska recruit. Boone Central in there as well. What do you see here?
Well, this is a rematch. The first game was Pierce 16-14, and I think we might see a little bit different, although Boone Central is rolling along, but Pierce has just really played well, beating Bishop Newman. I saw Newman play a couple of times this year, and that was a very, very impressive win. So I'd have to say that, Pierce has a bit of an advantage.
All right, well, let's take a look at Class B then, the final on Saturday night at 7:30, Crete and Seward. Now this one, probably the most, shall we say, rivalry game of all the state finals this year. Crete and Seward, they don't like each other.
They don't, and it's a rematch of the final regular season game, and Crete won that one. Crete was the darling of the playoffs last year. Seward, my goodness, they deserve medals of all kinds. They go out to Gearing, 400-mile trek, and then they go out to Scottsbluff, a 400-mile trek. And with things like that, when you make trips like that and can play, that that says a lot for your team.
Riley, speaking of trips, are you going to write a book about your travels throughout the state of Nebraska, covering all the small towns?
Oh, I don't think, everybody always thinks they have a book in them, and I don't know about that. But my book is every day in the newspaper.
Riley Jane Hamilton of the Lincoln Journal-Star, thanks so much for stopping by. Always good to talk with you.
Thanks very much, Kevin.
20-6, Lewiston leading Greeley here at the half. We'll get ready for the second half when we return to Memorial Stadium in a moment.
Programming on the Nebraska ETV network is made possible in part by Blue Cross and Blue Shield of Nebraska.
It's the value of responsive customer service to make healthcare simple. It's the value of a statewide network of doctors and hospitals to make healthcare accessible. It's the value of a plan that works to make healthcare practical. That's the value of Blue. Blue Cross and Blue Shield of Nebraska.
The Blues are good.
And a good value.
For you.
This program is made possible by the Nebraska Public Power District and your local public power utility.
Always there when you need us. Nebraska Public Power District and your local public power utility.
The Nebraska Public Radio Network continues to improve its service across the state. A wider variety of programming and 24-hour-a-day broadcasts were just the beginning. We've now upgraded the signal in southeast Nebraska with a boost in power for KUCV in Lincoln. KUCV is now located at 91.1 FM with a better signal and stronger reception. For more information, visit our website at nprn.org. And remember, the new place for the Nebraska Public Radio Network in southeast Nebraska is KUCV 91.1 FM.
This is your Nebraska ETV network.
Lewiston leading Greeley 20-6 here at the half. Larry Putney is standing by with Lewiston head coach Neil Woofter.
Thanks very much, Kevin. Boy, Parks looks like the real deal out there.
Yeah, he's a real good player. We just hope he can keep it going for another half.
You were telling me that he's doing some of that on his own out there.
Yeah, him and Ben read a lot of stuff on their own and make decisions, and that really makes us a good team.
Yeah, you call in a play and he changed it and threw it for a touchdown?
Yeah, that's right. I'm glad he did too.
Makes you look pretty good.
Yeah, that's right.
Second half, what do you continue to do?
Well, I think we got to try to continue to do the same things. Try to play defense and keep them from getting the big play on us. I think they're going to have a hard time running on us if we keep playing the way we have been. And then offensively, just not turn it over and try to get a couple drives.
All right, Coach, best of luck in the second half. Back up to you, Kev.
I got to like that. My players are out there making plays, and good luck to them.
It's called improvisation out there, Kevin. And they really have improvised to the best they can do.
20-6, Lewiston leading over Greeley here at the half. You see the sky above Memorial Stadium. You could not have ordered up a better day. It's supposed to be a great weekend for state high school football. I hope they have a record crowd here this weekend because you can't blame it on the weather here this weekend.
No, I tell you, usually you expect some cold, some ice, maybe some snow at times, but not this weekend as we take a look here at the halftime stats. And you see that total yardage of 220 yards for the Lewiston Tigers. 124 total yardage. Passing yardage, the Bulldogs really have been shut down in that category. But again, 224 yards to 124, Lewiston over the Greeley Bulldogs, Kevin. And 17 attempts by Deion Parks here this afternoon, 11 complete, and really has done a fine job. Here you see Chris Williams.
This is the first touchdown of the day for the Greeley Bulldogs. They were on a 4th down after having recovered the opening kickoff fumble. Williams on 4th down into the end zone.
You saw that pretty much created the coverage in the secondary was there. He was trying to get back the other way, but that was all covered in that lane to the end zone. And there's just a tremendous catch right there by Ben Ideas going up in double coverage, and that might have been that improvised play he talked about. Here's the razzle-dazzle play we talked about, a little toss pitch to Ideas, and now he, with the jump pass, kind of a Paul Hornung type of jump pass. Paul Hornung, a ghost from the past at Notre Dame, Heisman Trophy winner. Those two were not involved in any of the action here in the first half.
No, they were not. And the opening kickoff goes into the end zone and out to the 15-yard line for the touchback. So Lewiston sends it into the end zone, and Greeley will have it 1st down and 10 from the 15-yard line as we open up the second half of play. Greeley trying to get something going early here in this 3rd quarter to get the momentum back. Right now it stands squarely on that sideline with the Lewiston Tigers.
Said earlier on in the telecast, they have come back a mid-third quarter down to Sargent in the playoffs, 22-7. They came back and won it 26-22.
They'll line up 3 wide receivers on the right side. 1st down and 10 yards to go. Williams in the shotgun. Williams looking to run in the shotgun, and he gets away from one man. Williams with a blocker, has some running room. And Williams near the 1st down, shoved out of bounds finally by Ben Ideas, but Williams turned some lemons into lemonade with that run.
Well, he ran smack into Jeff Robinson in the backfield. Robinson, watch here. Looking, nothing there. So let's go. Oops, Robinson has him, and then he doesn't. He has a handful of jersey, and then it's gone as Williams now going to turn it upfield and turn it into an excellent gain, Kevin, a play that really should have gone for a loss.
1st down and 10 for Greeley from the 26-yard line. Williams on the give to Poss, and Poss gets away from a man in the backfield, still churning, and he gets back near the line of scrimmage. Second straight play, Greeley should have, by all rights, been thrown for a loss, and just good work to get back ahead of the line of scrimmage.
Blitz that time. Number 40, Derek Wilkinson. You'll see it here. Watch him there, right there. Number 40, another handful of red, but it's gone. But Wilkinson, the linebacker, trying to come up with a play. I beg your pardon, off defensive lineman, trying to come up with a play. Didn't get to make the play.
2nd down and 10. Again, the give. Oh, you could hear that smack all the way up here. Justin Hippen right on Ricky Reck, and it smacked loudly.
Indeed, it was a Reck, and Reck got the worst end of it right there. Man, Hippen right in his face. He one of the leading tacklers on this ball club coming into the ball game. 82 tackles on the year for Justin Hippen.
I think the pads aren't popping in this state championship game. Whew. 3 wide over to the far side now for Chris Williams and the Greeley Bulldogs on 3rd and 10 from their 26-yard line. 3-man rush has time. Williams will step into the pocket, and down he will go. No, he will not. Look at him go. Got away from one man and out to the 30-yard line. By all rights, Brandon Stake had him down. I thought the knee touched, but it did not.
He's got the bunny in his legs here, the Energizer. Watch him. He's trying to get it downfield. Everything is covered. Good defense by the Lewiston secondary, but man, these 3 shots right there. One of those was Lawrence Scholl. Had a shot at him, could not bring him down, but it's going to go 4th down here, Kevin.
And they'll punt it away. Ricky Reck to punt, averaging 37 yards per punt on the year. It's off a pretty good one. Ideas takes it at the 15. Gets away from one man, Ideas to the 20, and knocked out of bounds hard at the 23-yard line. Again, a big popper from number 42, Jeremy Poss. And Lewiston will go on offense for the first time in this second half, leading it 20-6, 9:52 remaining 3rd quarter.
Now Greeley hoping to get offense generated, as head coach Dennis Herbert talked about before the halftime, and did not happen. The Lewiston defense steps up, shuts Greeley down in this first series.
And a timeout on the field. 20-6, Lewiston leading over Greeley with 9:52 remaining in the 3rd quarter at Memorial Stadium in Lincoln.
Happened until now.
It's why things are the way they are.
It's the people who created the world we live in.
It's the struggles and triumphs that I can only dream about.
That's why I watch American Experience.
In Search of the Oregon Trail, American Masters.
On Nebraska ETV.
On Nebraska ETV.
On Nebraska ETV.
That's why I watch Nebraska ETV.
be heard. Every day on PBS Kids, cubs like me can find lots of new ways to say it, spell it, read it, and write it. Imagine the possibilities. PBS Kids and you.
Lewiston ready to go. First down and 10 from their 23-yard line, leading it 20-6. 9:52 remaining in the third quarter here at Memorial Stadium in Lincoln. Deion Parks, what a first half he had. Parks first down throw, complete. Ideas breaks one tackle and just cannot get away from Jimmy Wood. And if he did, Ideas is still running. A lot of green in front of him, mate.
You bet, Kevin. Nice throw once again, Deion Parks. Quick on the snap, just a quick throw, one step back, quick delivery, and right on the money. Russell Gibson over there in the flat had the first shot on the play to make the tackle. That was not successful, but again, that second effort was short down situation here, Kevin.
Second down and a yard. Give on the inside to Teese, and Teese looks like he stopped a little bit shy of the first. Good tackle on the inside. Made by, I believe it was
Herman.
That man right there,
yeah.
Travis Herman.
Indeed it was, Travis Herman. We said his name a lot in the first half. And came up big right there, expecting that little counter trap up to the inside. And able to get it done. Travis Herman, just a junior, 6 foot, 170.
Going to bring out the chains to see how far Lewiston needs to go.
You know, second down and about a yard or less than a yard, maybe you think they're going to throw one deep or try to get one going on the big side. They just elected maybe to run that trap and get the first down. So now it'll be third and less than a yard, third and about, maybe a foot or so. See if they do something like that here, Kevin. You've got, you kind of have one to burn in a way, but maybe not. Maybe they'll just like to go get the first down and set it up, set the offense up, and go again.
Figure with the way they've moved the ball today, a foot.
This set indicates a sneak.
And it is a sneak for Parks, and second effort should have him the first down. He was stopped initially by Travis Herman again, and he slid off and has the first down.
You're that big, that strong, 6'2", 225 at quarterback. You should be able to make that distance basically with a blindfold on and your hands handcuffed to your left ankle. And he was able to do that without all that. But nice work by the offense, get the first down and now set it up and move it upfield.
That's not a fair handicap if you start handcuffing kids to their ankles. I don't think that's going to happen. There's a lot of rules changes perhaps pending in the NSAA, but I don't know that handcuffs will come into play anytime soon.
Not this year.
We'll see what happens at the Board of Control meetings in the fall.
We'll have to deal with the bigger issue, and that's this point thing and how that's all determined. But a little equipment repair and a little rock and roll going on in the stands. Fun time today for both of these crowds.
Always fun to come to Memorial Stadium and play for a state title. Parks to throw. Fires it over the middle, incomplete. Lunging for it at the 25-yard line of the Greeley Bulldogs. It was Ben Ideas, his favorite target. Parks gunning it here, not in time.
Ideas on the deep square end down there, and the ball just a little bit overthrown. Corey Flester was crossing on the play. He was underneath. He was open for a while, but again, Parks and Ideas trying to hook up as they did 90-plus times this year.
Second down and 10. Out of the gun goes Parks. Fires it out. There's Ideas wide open at the 30-yard line and brought down at the 29. Tackle made by Ricky Reck. But a beautiful throw again from Deion Parks to Ben Ideas.
Finding that deep seam that's open, way to the outside, the deep out, and now watch him set up here. And man, this is classic form and follows through, even though here comes the pressure. But again, he threads it right through the seam for a long gain and the first down on into Greeley territory.
It's the first time we've had the chance to see Deion Parks this season. I'll tell you, I'm impressed.
You betcha. He sets up well, great mechanics, nice tight spiral most of the time.
First down and 10 from the 29. Parks keeps it. After the fake give to Teese, he takes it up out to the 27-yard line, just a pickup of a pair for Deion Parks.
You know, Kevin, a guy that can throw that fastball about 85, 87 miles an hour as he can, as Deion Parks can. A great baseball future ahead of him. But you know why he can just wind it up and throw that football so well. And, man, an 85 or 87 mile an hour fastball off a left-hander is even more significant as we set up for down number 2.
And he hit 500 last year in Legion ball with 9 homers. Fires it out complete to Andrew Cisco. Cisco working hard and has the first down, I believe, very close to it at the 18-yard line.
That linebacker for Greeley setting in tight over there on the left side, so it's just quick. It's quick and open. There you see number 41, Andrew Cisco, taking that ball right out of the right off the line of scrimmage over there from that right end position and wide open. Again, that linebacker not able to get over there.
Reck finally brought him down at the 18, but it is a first down for Lewiston. Parks to throw. Pressure comes, Parks to run now. Parks, good move, and gets down near the 11-yard line, and a good gain by Deion Parks.
Good gain by Parks. Good coverage back on the left side here as Parks, watch him here, looking to try to get the ball somewhere to the left side, but a line of red shirts back there. So let's go the other way. And he almost picks up the first down, a little bit short of that. They can get the first down here, and then it'll be first and goal, well, from wherever they pick it up here.
6.5 remaining third quarter. Lewiston on the move again, leading 20-6. Second down and 2. Parks on the play fake. Lofts it towards Ideas in the end zone. He's got it for the touchdown.
See, they crossed him up with that power set. Something we talked about before, Kevin, on that third down play at midfield. And now here they come up, they give that power set. All indications are they're either going to hand it to the deep back, or maybe Parks just takes it on the sneak. Didn't happen. Good play action. Everybody bit on the play action. And then the ball again threaded through 2 defenders in the end zone for a touchdown. And man alive, this kid can put it on the money. Deion Parks.
He can zip it in. He's got the touch on the ball, can put the air underneath it. I don't know, baseball may be his future, but he might want to rethink that football idea.
Might think about it.
Go for 2. They'll run a little screen, and a pick stick laid on Teese by Ricky Reck. And that time, he was the cause of the wreck.
He was looking for that play all the way. They had a good success on that play earlier on a 2-point conversion, and bingo, Reck causes the problem right there.
Safe to say that Teese might have felt Reck coming. 26-6, Lewiston leads. Larry Putney's down on the field. Larry?
Hey guys, you don't want to belabor the point, but certainly Deion Parks is showing that he's a terrific player today. And you surprised earlier about how he played on the broken ankle for much of early season. His dad also told me in that Sterling game that they lost 70-34. He had a broken thumb but continued to play. Took no snaps from under center, but he stayed in the shotgun so that he could take everything in the shotgun and handle it with one hand so he didn't have to use that broken thumb. And Riley Jane talked a little bit ago about how unusual it was to see 2 left-handed quarterbacks. How unusual is it to see literally the biggest guy on the field at quarterback, 225 pounds.
I think Larry's saving some stuff for us. Later on, Deion Parks is going to have found out he had a broken collarbone, perhaps a dislocated knee at some point.
I'd hate to see him play healthy. Man alive.
Oh,
what
my
a
goodness.
tough young man.
Been a good day for Deion Parks and the Lewiston Tigers. Plenty of time, though, for Greeley. They did this before, coming back against Sargent midway through the third quarter. That squib kick picked up for Greeley by Chris Williams, and Williams moves it out near the 34-yard line, where Greeley will start first down and 10.
I think there's a college quarterback, is there not? Is that Godsey kid? Isn't he the one that's like 6'7" and 270?
Big,
strong. I'm trying to think. Was it Virginia? No.
There's a kid at Kentucky who's about 300 pounds.
Yeah.
I'm blanking on the name right now.
Can't remember him. Me too. But yeah, but you usually don't see the biggest guy on your ball club at quarterback. But it does happen, as they say.
And it is here today, as we've got an injured Bulldog and Greeley's Travis Herman. And that would be a big loss for Greeley because he's been in the middle of every play today. And he hobbles to the sideline. Get all the inside information on the Huskers after the Colorado game on Big Red Wrap-Up Tuesday, November 27th, live at 7 p.m. It's a complete review of the game with highlights, commentary, discussion, and you as we take your live phone calls and emails. Big Red Wrap-Up Tuesday, November 27th, right here on Nebraska ETV, Nebraska's home for sports. Play fake for Williams on first down. Wants it all. Going deep down the field. Poss is down there, and it is incomplete. Diving for it was Deion Parks, trying to make an acrobatic interception. Couldn't get it.
Straight fly pattern down the field. Nothing but speed on that. And again, throw it up. See if the receiver can run under it and catch it. Ball underthrown a little bit as the receiver goes down. But Parks trying to make an acrobatic play on the whole deal. But again, just loses the handle. It'll go to down 2.
Watching that on the replay, that was closer than I thought at first glance.
Parks had a great opportunity there, but just could not find the handle.
Trips to the right side for Williams. Great job catching the snap. Throws it out to Ricky Reck. Reck trying to cut it back through the middle of the field, and nothing doing. Deion Parks right there to shut it down.
3 receivers out to the right. The inside receiver and the wide receiver break down the field. Ricky Reck, the slot out there, goes down 2 steps, comes back, and they try to set up a little bit of a sort of a jailbreak type screen to go back into the middle. But again, excellent Lewiston defense shuts it all down.
They'll send those 3 wide receivers to the other side of the field now on 3rd and 8. From the 36-yard line, Williams to throw again. Lots of time. Williams going downfield and well overthrown. Intended for Ricky Reck. Reck was inside and looked like Williams threw the outside, Abe.
It did. He broke towards the post, and the ball was thrown for the pylon or the corner. So, yeah, there was a problem on the route there. I believe Ricky just took the wrong route there. That'll bring up down 4. I suspect the boot again.
Reck will do the honors. The wind not much of a factor today. It's in the face of Reck, but about 10 miles an hour, and Reck gets a kick up into that wind. At the 10-yard line, it bounces and takes a Lewiston roll out of bounds at the 13-yard line. So the Tigers, who right now are flexing their very formidable muscle both offensively and defensively, leading at 26-6 over the Greeley Bulldogs.
In a good position right now, Kevin.
NETV sports coverage of the 2001 Nebraska State High School Football Championships is brought to you by Blue Cross Blue Shield of Nebraska. The Blues are good for you. By NPPD, always there when you need us. And by Tobacco-Free Nebraska, for a great state of health. On 1st down, Parks to throw again. Hit as he throws and underthrown to Ben Ideas. Looked like his arm might have gotten grabbed just a little bit as he went back to throw it. In the backfield was Morgan Donovan.
He's had pretty good pressure all day, but he's been able to stand up to that pressure. And when you're that size, again, at 6'2" and 225 pounds, you can stand up to a certain amount of pressure, and Parks can do that. But again, a little bit more right there, a little bit of a clip on the arm, and the ball underthrown.
5:08 remaining in this 3rd quarter. 26-6 Lewiston. Parks in trouble now, trying to get away. Look at him wrestle, but Morgan Donovan wins that battle, pulling him down at the 9-yard line. Donovan, the team leader in sacks, gets another one, Abe.
Watch him. He's going to fight down the bottom of your screen there. He fights him off. He stays in the play. Good job right there by number 72 for Greeley, Derek Ryan, to try to catch up to the quarterback. But Donovan finally finds his way. He had to work his way around, hand battle, do a little combat, come in from the right, and then he got a little help, though, when Parks kind of came back into him, Kevin. So here we go again, 3rd and about 15.
Out of the gun. Parks to throw on 3rd and long. Fires it out. He's got his man out there, and Tease cannot pull it in. Jeremy Poss on the coverage and might have gotten a big paw on that one just to tip it away.
Right at the last second, he's trying to get downfield, and he did get downfield. See, he's running right down that stripe. And, yeah, Poss just a little bit there, Kevin. He doesn't make that play. Maybe Tease takes it, goes on in.
So Lewiston will punt it away. Derek Wilkinson stands about 2 yards in the end zone to do it. It's off a good punt. Driving number 10, Ricky Reck, all the way back to the 28-yard line. Reck working hard, gets out to the midfield stripe, and that's where Greeley will have it 1st down and 10 yards to go.
It's about 55 yards from where he kicked it. officially about maybe about 40-something.
Not too bad of a punt. Hey, don't miss Nebraska ETV sports coverage of NCAA women's basketball as we present the Time Warner Challenge this Sunday at 4:30. It's an in-state battle. The Nebraska Cornhuskers against the Creighton Blue Jays, live from the Devaney Sports Center in Lincoln, with complete coverage exclusively on our cable network, NETV2, live at 4:30 this Sunday. The Time Warner Challenge on NETV Sports, Nebraska's home for sports. Williams over the middle, tipped and incomplete. Nick Sisko got a hand on it. Intended out there for Morgan Donovan.
Donovan, a deep crossing pattern, open for a couple of counts out there, but Sisko got in the way. Nice job by the backer, Nick Sisko, getting back to that deep zone area, and then just at that last second up in the air and knocking the football back and out of the way.
4 minutes remain in the third quarter. Lewiston leading Greeley 26-6. Williams to throw again. Bump fake. He's got his man out there, and it is intercepted. Nope, incomplete. They will say it was trapped. For a moment, one official called an interception by Corey Flesner, and then it was overruled.
See it here as Williams drops again, tries to pump fake away to the right, and now the ball flutters a little bit, vastly underthrown, and it does hit the turf, and the side judge over there said, nope, it's on the carpet. Good call, and it'll go to down 3 now.
Third down and 10, 40-yard line. Williams in the gun. Wants to throw, pumps again, now will run, has some running room. Williams brought down in Lewiston territory, about 1.5 yards shy of the first down. Trying to get away from Corey Flesner, he could not do it, and Flesner keeps him from the first.
Good tight shot here of Williams trying to find somebody, and again, pressure. That was Brandon Stake on the pressure coming in. He gets away from that, but comes up just short of the first down. It looks like they'll obviously go for it here.
Down by 20 with 3:15 remaining in this third quarter. Fourth down and 1 yard to go. Williams looking to throw. Rolls it out. Has some running room. Williams will have the first down, and Greeley will keep the drive alive.
Simply a rollout to the left. Didn't see anybody actually. He was looking downfield. I think he's looking for room to run here. There's a great block over there by number 42. That's Jeremy Pass. And that gave him just enough time to get upfield and make that first down. But I think that's strictly quarterback rollout, looking for a seam to get that 1.5 yards that he needed.
I think you're exactly right. I don't recall any receivers actually going downfield to catch a pass. First and 10 from the 27. Now Williams will throw, fires out. He's got his man open at the 10-yard line. Toss will go into the end zone for the touchdown.
Jeremy Pass, he's a senior, 5'9", 170 pounds. Had a big block on the last play, and now he lines up on the left. He'll come from the top of the screen there. And cut it out to the outside. Strong run right here. He gets away from that tackle, and he takes it on in for the touchdown. And that's nice work by Greeley. And Kevin, they're getting themselves back into this football game.
As we said, plenty of time. They'll go for 2 now, trailing by 14, 26-12. Williams to throw again. Wide open. The catch is made for the 2-point conversion by Russell Gibson. And just like that, Greeley's back within 12.
We'll see the touchdown here again. Good play action fake right there, and then Pass had the ball right on the numbers out of that tackle. And goodbye, Dolly Gray. He's in.
Another look at it as Pass able to outrun Nick Sisko and get in for the score. And that's just what the Greeley Bulldogs needed at the right time for this team.
12-point deficit right now for Greeley, and again, lots of football left to play. 2:37 left here in the third quarter, and a whole bunch more after that.
So to keep with our Cinderella theme, it has not struck midnight yet for the Greeley Bulldogs.
Still a lot of glass shoes on the field.
Well, we could carry that on a long way, but I don't think we will.
That might be it right there.
Kickoff into the end zone, and it'll come out to the 15-yard line. where Lewiston will start first down, 10 yards to go. Now, neither team has been able to get much of a running game established, and if you're Lewiston, you'd love to have one because you'd like to start milking clock here, but they haven't been able to move the ball on the ground that much.
You bet. It's been just a lot of passing here this afternoon, and we thought perhaps that might be the case with these two very talented quarterbacks. As you see Neil Woofter there, the head coach for Lewiston. And we'll see here, Kevin, in this drive if they maybe start to try to grind some clock off. But both teams, again, have such good defenses. You got to throw the ball, as we've seen, to loosen them up, and we'll see what happens here, down number 1.
Parks will stand in the shotgun. Lewiston leading by 12. Lots of time. Down the middle, Ideas is there. He's got it into Greeley territory at the 28-yard line. Another beautiful throw from Dion Parks to Ben Ideas. And Ideas may be hurt.
Not sure how he came down here, if he got something caught underneath. He caught the ball, rolled over, and just kind of laid the ball back down and put the head back. But Ideas and Parks hook up again for the umpteenth time here in this football game on a marvelous, marvelous throw and a great route, a crossing route, deep crossing route over the middle. And you can only just hope here, Kevin, that Ideas says, okay, let's see you here again. Is lots of time. Credit that offensive lineup there up front with all the time to throw. And then just to look at this. Bingo, right on the money.
I think he came down on that right shoulder as he landed on the turf. 42 yards, the completion from Parks to Ideas, and he is being examined very carefully out there on the field at the 25-yard line, and you could hear a pin drop right now at Memorial Stadium. It is stony quiet as Neil Woofter comes out to check in on his player, and you see the crowd. Obvious concern on both sides, Lewiston and Greeley. Neither side wants to see anyone hurt.
Not at all. And again, great concern by the fans here, by the two guys up here in the booth too.
Absolutely.
You never want to see a player injured, and unfortunately it is part of the game, but you just never ever want to see it happen.
Well, be sure to join us tonight at 7:30 Central Time for the Class D1 championship game as the Howells Bobcats take on the Bloomfield Bees. We'll have complete coverage of all the 2001 Nebraska State High School Football Championship games right here on Nebraska ETV, Nebraska's home for sports.
Howells working their way into the playoffs here. Up the playoffs, they beat Omaha Christian, then beat Falls City Sacred Heart, a powerhouse in D1, and then back against Humphrey St. Francis to work their way into the final game tonight. Bloomfield beating Brownell Davenport, or Bruning Davenport that is, and then Eustis Farnham 38-12, and then really putting it on Spencer Napier 54-22 to end up in the finals here tonight as they continue to work on Ben Ideas down there. Kevin, wow. Let's hope that he's...
Now they're sitting him up now. Yeah. That's a good sign. Ben Ideas, and boy, not only, I mean, you certainly don't want to see anybody hurt, but this is a huge weapon for the Lewiston Tigers as well. And a big part of their team, one of their senior captains, one of their senior leaders. And a guy that to a man the folks on Lewiston just rave about.
Great athlete.
And they're going to lay him back down again. Let's see if we can get a look here.
You know, he hit that knee and jammed it back up.
And look right there, he kind of rolls over.
Yeah, let's watch right here. He'll hit this knee and jam it back up. Let's see right there. He kind of jammed that knee back up inside, and but yet they're looking at that neck.
You know, the way his head, it kind of hit the back of his head, slapped down on the turf pretty hard there. And they're going to bring the stretcher out. This is not anything we want to see.
Do we have the capability with Larry on the field to check this out for us?
Larry Putney is down there checking, and we'll get a report just as soon as we can. Tell you what, those guys that work state championship games, the Red Cross is always here for any game at Memorial Stadium, and they would love nothing more than to never be used at any game.
Right
on. And unfortunately, today they're being called upon. And anybody that looks on, mothers, fathers, sisters, and brothers, the thought that always comes into their mind, if it's not the family of Ben Ideas, is, boy, that could be my son, that could be my brother, that could be somebody in my family or one of my friends. And it's certainly a friend of all those guys on the field there that they're taking a look at Ben Ideas. The backboard is coming out as well.
A lot of things happen here. These are actually, I will tell you, these are standard procedures.
Sure,
with
precautionary measures
with
right
the
now.
Backboard and the neck brace and all that. And we'll again try to get an idea as to.
Yeah, the trainers are wonderful, but they can only diagnose so much, and they don't want to take any chances of causing any further injury by trying to move someone prematurely. So they err on the side of caution and bring out all the equipment needed.
You know, one good sign is that there for a few seconds we saw Ben Ideas able to sit up and move a little bit, and he had some movement in the extremities and the arms before the trainers got out to him, Kevin. So let's hope that that's a good sign and things will be just fine. But again, these are precautionary measures they're taking here to ensure that if there is some sort of damage, there's no further damage beyond that.
Yet another reminder that it is a very physical game you play, but sometimes the injuries don't come on the big hits or the large smacks that get the crowd oohing and awing. Sometimes it comes on what seems like a rather innocuous play.
Yeah, just a little freaky little play, and maybe an off-balance move here or there, or you just never know when it'll come to visit. And obviously it's come to visit here on this, what seemed to be just a kind of an ordinary play, Cap.
Yeah, just tripped up and rolled down at about the 28-yard line. And all of a sudden, Ben Ideas was staying on the ground after making another tremendous catch. And what a day he's had in this state championship game. And this is not the way that anyone would wish for anyone to leave this field at Memorial Stadium. Let's go down on the sidelines. Larry Putney is standing by with a report. Larry, what can you tell us?
Well, guys, I just talked to a couple of people who were actually in there with Ideas, and they said that neurologically everything's fine. He was moving his feet. He was moving his hands okay. They brought the neck brace out. He said his head hit the turf apparently pretty hard. He was a little groggy and dizzy, and right now at this point what you see is very precautionary in nature. But as far as they know, everything looks okay with him neurologically right now.
Well, that's good news.
Excellent news, you bet. Thanks, Larry.
And that's what everyone in the stands wants to know, as well as everyone on that field, that this is all precautionary and everything, at least at first glance, appears to be okay as far as any catastrophic injury. And that's the one thing you worry about. But the extremities are moving and everything hopefully will end up on the good side for Ben Ideas.
These are situations, Kevin, we talked earlier about just the silence in Memorial Stadium here right now. And again, you're talking two teams, Lewiston and Greeley, both small-town Nebraska. And
1,926 people.
Yeah.
We just got the official attendance, and tell you what, it sounds like about 2.
Yeah, there's a great, obviously a great concern, but there's also a great kindred of spirit amongst these people. And everybody's sitting here, including me and you and everybody on our crew, just praying and hoping for the best right now for that young man. And again, it sounds like we heard from Larry, and we talked about that as far as the motion, the range of motion, the neurological side, that is all fine. And let's just hope that whatever else it may be, that will be fine too. But again, everybody here in the stadium wishing and praying and hoping here for the best.
Candidly, this is one of the worst parts of the job that Adrian and Larry and I do, is trying to figure out what to say at a time like this. We provide very little comfort to anyone in this situation, and we certainly are not able to speculate even on what is possibly going on down there in that huddle of doctors and Red Cross people and trainers. And that's one of the difficult things about this job, is trying to figure out how to talk about an injury that you don't know anything about and what could possibly happen in a situation like this. Well, we have been told that Deion Parks' mom, Sandy, she is a doctor. That much we knew when they moved into the area. She got a job as she is a doctor, got a physician around the Lewiston area. She is out there on the field now checking on her son's teammate and friend, Ben Ideas.
Kevin, and the other thing as a player, unfortunately, as a player a long time ago, I was on the field and experienced some of these feelings, not as the injured player, but as a player waiting to see how your teammate was going to come out. And believe me, it's a tough situation to deal with as a player as you wait to see what is going to happen here and how he is and what the early prognosis is and how it affects you because I mean, he's a young man. I'm sure we don't know we don't know any of these players, quite frankly, but I'm sure Ben Ideas, given his abilities and what he does for his teammates, that he's a well-liked young man on his football team. And again, it's really, really tough, extremely tough on the guys out there in the white shirts and the other pads as they wait to find out just how his teammate really is going to be. So they continue to work on Ben.
And while they do that, while they continue to work on Ben Ideas, let's step aside for a quick break. We'll be back to Memorial Stadium with an update from the field with Larry Putney as to the status of Ben Ideas. Hopefully the resumption soon of the game. 26-14, Lewiston leading over Greeley. We'll return to Memorial Stadium in just a moment.
Leading economic indicator.
It's whether you'll have money left over to see a movie. The news isn't about smart bombs and terrorists.
It's about my nephew in the Army.
The news is about me.
And me.
And me.
That's why I watch Frontline.
The News Hour.
Statewide.
Nightly Business Report. Washington Week.
On Nebraska ETV.
On Nebraska ETV.
On Nebraska ETV.
That's why I watch Nebraska ETV.
Hey! Anybody seen the Pope? Anybody?
He's not getting in, but you can. When PBS and National Geographic take you where no tourist has gone before. Beyond the walls, past the guards, and deep into the inner sanctum for a privileged look inside the Vatican. November 21st, only on PBS.
Along with Adrian Fiala, I'm Kevin Kugler back at Memorial Stadium in Lincoln, Nebraska. Larry Putney is down on the sideline. Larry, any further information for us?
Well, guys, I spoke with Neil Woofter, who, of course, is Lewiston's head coach. He was in the huddle and said that when Ben sat up, you saw him sit up, he reported to the medical personnel that were on the field, along with the trainers, that he had a pain in the back of his neck. That's when you saw them gently set him back down and bring out the neck brace and bring out the backboard. And according to Neil, he said that at this point it's just precautionary, that, again, he had full use of his hands, he was moving his feet and his toes, and as you can see, they're about ready to lift him onto the stretcher now. But at this point, it looks like it's very precautionary because he reported having a slight pain in the back of his neck.
Well, and anytime you say pain and neck in the same sentence, medical personnel are not going to take any chances at all. They're going to do everything they can, and then they'll get him into an area where they can diagnose a little bit better, and hopefully, and it sounds positive right now, for as positive as it can sound under the circumstances, it sounds positive for Ben Ideas.
You bet, Kevin. Again, as they lift him onto the stretcher, and they'll be moving him off the field here very shortly. But this crowd, very appreciative of the efforts, and you hear in the background as you see Ben strapped up there. There you see the crowd.
And now almost a little clapping, rhythmic clapping has been going on from the Lewiston side for one of their fallen heroes and teammates, Ben Ideas. And Ideas is on his way off. He had the arm in the air. You saw that there just at the end of that. Ben Ideas lifting up his right arm towards the crowd as if to say, I'm here and I'm all right. I hope that's the case.
Well, let's hope that, again, all is well as Ben moves off. And, Ben, we do wish you well. And goodness, there we go.
And now we've got to resume a football game that's right in the middle of a good battle here for a Class D2 state championship. Deion Parks, the quarterback, stands in the gun. First down and 10 from the 27-yard line for Lewiston. And Parks will keep it
on a design quarterback draw, and he's across the 25 and down near the 24-yard line. So now Neil Woofter will have to design something else, perhaps, without his leading receiver, Ben Ideas.
And Kevin, one of the significant parts to the offense, obviously, is the Parks-Ideas matchup. And a lot of things they can do, not only on scheduled plays, design plays, but improvised plays. And again, that element now is gone.
2nd down and 6 from the 23. Parks on the option will not get very far. Greeley's front line, Travis Herman in there, Derek Ryan also in there to make the stop.
Jimmy Wood also in there doing a nice job along with his teammates to stop that intended option play down to the right side of the line. There you see Herman. He's played a whale of a game today.
Sure has. We saw him limp off earlier. Good to see him back out on the field. And a 3rd down and a big one coming up for Lewiston. Ball at the 23-yard line. They need the 17 for a 1st down. And the straight handoff to Teese. Teese bouncing outside, still on his feet, but driven down 3 yards shy of the 1st down. Good coverage outside by Greeley as Teese just became outnumbered out there by red jerseys.
Really quick with the football, Tim Teese. Getting to the outside, a nice block out there by Andrew Sisko, also Brandon Stake. Nice work over there as the play comes in, and again the clock continues to wind down here, Kevin. Last 2 plays, running plays, trying to burn time off the old ticker.
4th down, 3 to go. Parks and the Tigers line it up in the I. Parks down in trouble, and he is driven into the turf. Greeley with a huge defensive stand as combining to make the tackle. Travis Herman in there with Morgan Donovan.
Taking the gap right here. You see that red helmet in the background. Herman coming through along with Donovan, and man, what a big play that is after Parks combines with Ideas to get the ball downfield close to that goal line within scoring territory, and the ball goes over.
1st down and 10. Greeley will start it off in the shotgun. Williams is there in motion. And it looked like Ricky Reck might have gotten started before the rest of his Greeley teammates. And this will cost the Bulldogs of Greeley 5 yards.
Yeah, everybody on the left side over there moving about a step or 2 quicker than what they need and what they should and what the snap count is. So that'll cost, and it'll start 1st and 15 now.
Push it back to the 23-yard line. Final 14 seconds of this 3rd quarter. Lewiston leading by 12, but Greeley trying to get right back into this game. Williams on 1st and 15. Steps it up, wants a big play. Reck is down there. Reck leaping up, and he makes the catch at the 21-yard line of Lewiston. And here come the Bulldogs again.
As we said earlier on, down by that 12-point margin you see there, not a lot of pressure at all on Williams. That line was holding back. The linebacker looked like maybe he was going to wide it up and blitz, but again, all the time in the world back there. And then the ball just thrown up for grabs, and the catch is made. Corey Flessner back there, that's number 12. He's in the white jersey, and unfortunately not in a position to make the play. He was back there, but not in a position to make the play on the ball.
And that will be the final play of the 3rd quarter at Memorial Stadium. Greeley feeling confident, trailing by 12. The start of the 4th quarter coming up with Greeley knocking on the door.
Funding for this program is provided in part by Tobacco Free Nebraska, a campaign created to educate Nebraskans about health risks associated with tobacco use.
Events that happen across the globe affect you. Keep up to date with the latest international issues. I'm Daljit Dhaliwal. Join me weeknights at 10 p.m. Central for World News for Public Television on Nebraska ETV2.
Lewiston 26, the Greeley Bulldogs 14. Fourth quarter about to begin in the Class D2 state championship game from Memorial Stadium in Lincoln. Along with Adrian Fiala and Larry Putney, I'm Kevin Kugler. Greeley on the move again. First down and 10 from the Lewiston 21-yard line. Williams looking to throw. Wobbler out, tipped, and caught by Reck at the 3-yard line. Juggled out there by Dion Parks. Rex stayed with it, and off of Parks' hands into Rex, first and goal.
Wow, he was looking to throw jailbreak to the right here, to the split man on the right side. That was covered, that was shut off. He goes to his secondary receiver, and Dion Parks had the football, and then he didn't. And then guess what? The receiver had it after that, and he puts it down to the 2-yard line.
First down and goal from there. One of the biggest plays of the game. First and goal. Williams on the give to Reck, and Parks right there to snip it out in the backfield. A loss of 3 on the play. Dion Parks, great penetration. Again.
He's been watching that other Dion play defense. He does it in the secondary. This kid does it up front here. Look at that. He was there almost, Kevin, before the handoff was made. Untouched up front. Coming at the backer spot. So quick.
A loss of 4 yards all the way back to the 6-yard line. Second and goal from there. Williams in the gun. Has time. Steps into the pocket. Williams loses the football, and it's picked up by Lewiston in the end zone. Williams would have had the score, but he dropped the ball, and the Tigers pick it up. They'll have it first and 10.
He had it there waiting, but he tripped up right about the 3-yard line. Watch it here. That's the tackle there, or the deception, let's call it the intervention by Derek Wilkinson. And he causes him to stumble, and he causes him then to fumble. And the ball goes over on the touchback. And my word, Greeley just misses a golden opportunity to narrow this game up.
Boy, that is a costly turnover. First and 10 from the 15. Parks will run. Has blockers out in front across the 20. Sheds a tackle. Parks on the move and out of bounds at the 35-yard line. Strong running from Dion Parks. As Parks, without his leading receiver, Ben Ideas, it's like he's taking it on his own shoulders now.
You see that good blocking up front right there. Now, the only thing that may have been a problem on this play comes right there where he goes out of bounds. He wants to keep that clock on the move, but he just elected to step out of bounds rather than maybe, I think, Kevin, he had time to react and stay in bounds and either go upfield or go down. But again, the clock stops, but they're going to try to burn that clock, as we said.
First down and 10. Parks again on the keep, up the middle, across the 40 and into Greeley territory near the 39-yard line.
Greeley, 3 timeouts left here in the ball game, as you see. Parks and his team huddle up. Again, they're trying to keep the ball on the ground, keep the clock moving. That was Coach Dennis Hurlbut, Greeley.
Not a happy coach. 4 times today they've been inside the 15-yard line and have failed to score.
Come away empty. Boy, you do that, you got troubles.
Second and 4. Flags fly. This play stopped before it gets started, and a penalty on the field. Paul Eaton, the referee, with the signal against the Lewiston Tigers. Mark them off 5. It's 2nd and 9 now.
That man's got a lead right now. He wants to keep it that way.
And that man is probably the guy that'll be leaned upon to keep that lead.
26 years Neil Woofter has been at Lewiston.
First time the school's been in the finals. Parks fires it out. Cisco with the catch. Cisco with a first down and knocked out of bounds in Greeley territory at the 32-yard line.
Needed the first down. They got the first down. As you see a little bit of a low snap there that Parks able to field and get the ball delivered. And then you see number 35 there, Cisco, taking it upfield. And again, if you can keep it inbounds, do it. But momentum, I believe, that time would indeed carry him out.
First down and 10 from the Greeley 32. Parks on the give to Teese, trying to get outside. Teese cannot do it. Finally brought down by Russell Gibson. But credit Jimmy Wood, he got in there first and slowed that play down.
He did, Kevin, and Gibson again as he comes up and provides good support to the run on the outside. Again, if you can, if you're wearing a red shirt right now, when you make the hit, you want to try to run the guy right on out, right? You know, the guys in white are trying to stay in, and the guys in red are trying to get him out. Keep that time on the clock for the Greeley Bulldogs.
Clock is running. 9:33 remaining in the game. Lewiston leading by 12, 26-14. Motion coming from Flesner. Parks on the keep, trying to work it upfield, and he stopped at the 31-yard line on 2nd and 12, a pickup of 3 yards. And it'll bring up a 3rd and long coming up for Lewiston.
Lewiston fortunate, Kevin, on that play. They didn't get a flag on procedure. They had a little motion going, and then the quarterback actually took a step, you know, before the snap, and they had 2 men moving at the same time. So again,
don't see that very often.
Not very often. In Canada you do. Arena ball you do, but
sure,
not here.
Certainly not from the quarterback.
Just a little bit of an anticipation step there.
3rd down and 9. Parks to throw. Pump fake. Sends his man down the sideline, and the pass incomplete. A little overthrown, intended for Corey Flesner, and good coverage out there again. Chris Williams has done a great job in the secondary today for Greeley.
He really has. He's played well at quarterback and also playing well in that secondary as he has the dominant position. He's going to make that receiver try to go through him to get to the football, and it's really tough to do down there when you're battling hand-to-hand, body-to-body. And the ball thrown to the inside. And Flesner not able to get back to the inside because of what Williams is doing on defense.
Wilkinson will punt it away, angling it toward the sideline, and it floats out, and not a great punt, out of bounds, and they'll mark it out all the way up at the 18-yard line, as that's where Greeley will have it 1st down and 10 from there, trailing by 12 with 8:33 to play in the game.
And they've got time, but they need to just sustain a good steady drive here and get some points up as quickly as they can. But they've got plenty of time to do it. They, again, as we said earlier, 3 timeouts left here. But again, a score within a couple of minutes would be very nice, and then continue to move as they come to the line of scrimmage here.
Chris Williams, the quarterback, began the year as a split end. 4th game of the year came in as QB. Williams looking to throw. Down the sideline, got a man out there. It's Donovan, and it just overthrown towards Morgan Donovan. He had a step for a moment out there, but the pass incomplete.
Had a step, and again, the ball coming out of that very bright sun to the south west part of the stadium here. Shadow a little bit long in the field. You can see when you take a look at the long shadow how that sun is just peeking right in the wrong way right now, right over the stands. But again, lots of time back there for Chris Williams to deliver the football. Not a lot of pressure coming from the white jerseys right now. But again, Williams trying to get it downfield as we talked about.
2nd down and 10. Williams on the keep. Brought down at the 22-yard line. Jeff Robeson wrapped him up after a pickup of 4 yards. 3rd and 6 coming up for Greeley, and a big 3rd down for the Bulldogs. Clock still running, 8:05 to go.
This is a very, very big 3rd down for Greeley. They need to retain possession of the football. They need this 1st down in a big way, or get it very, very close to that next stick.
3 wide receivers into the pattern on 3rd and 6. Williams to throw. Into the pocket. Now he'll try to scramble. Gets away from one man, cannot get away from another. Brought down by John Werbine, who finally finished off the tackle. Also in on it, Derek Wilkinson, 4 yards shy of the first.
Kevin, with the pressure, watch the pressure here. It's not really, I'm going to beat you to the quarterback pressure. There's some pressure from the outside, but they're just hitting and they're holding. It's that bend, don't break philosophy, hitting and holding and trying to make sure they just don't let him out of containment. Then when he releases and wants to go upfield, they're there to make the hit. Here comes the kick.
Got to punt it away. Ricky Reck fumbles the punt snap, gets it back, and then unleashes a boomer. This will be a good one for Greeley. Takes a little bit of a Lewiston roll, and now goes back the other way. And it'll be down near the 8-yard line. And a good punt for Reck. Larry Putney's standing by on the sideline with a special guest. Larry?
Well, guys, I am down here, and there's a very interested Husker who's looking on. Joining me now is Lindsay Wishmeyer. Your little brother's playing out here for Lewiston.
Yeah, Nick's a sophomore. It's kind of scary to see him out there. He looks so tiny. I'm afraid he's going to get hurt, but I guess he's made it this far. So
well, give him a grade. How's he doing?
He's doing good. I talked to him this morning. He was a little nervous, and I was like, you've made it this far. Go out and have fun. You can say you played at Memorial Stadium. So I'm very impressed with our Lewiston team. I hope they can hang on here for the last 7 minutes.
In your high school career, you won 2 state championships and were a runner-up. He's got to have this one, doesn't he?
Yeah, he needs this one to start catching up to me. I keep telling him that, too. You only have 2 more years after this. You better start getting some trophies. But it's just kind of a family joke. We support each other. It's not a competition.
That's Lindsay Wishmeyer. Her Huskers last night beat Oklahoma in 3 straight guys. Actually demolished Oklahoma, number 2 team in the nation.
And Nebraska's the number 2 team in the nation. Oklahoma might be number 202. They're not very good. But Nebraska's been so good all year on the volleyball court.
What a thing they have going over there in volleyball, Kevin.
2nd and 11. As Parks looks to throw out of his end zone. And it is caught at the 15-yard line by Andrew Sisko. Few yards shy of the first, but that's a tough catch to make in traffic.
Tough catch. Great throw again. Watch this, just fitting it in there. And that's Gibson, Russell Gibson on the hit. He's played a good game for his team today for the Greeley Bulldogs. Russell Gibson over there on that left corner. Good run support when they come his way, and he's made a lot of tackles back in the secondary also. But again, Deion Parks continues to shine as he throws the football.
3rd and 3, 5:25 to play. Parks with a pump fake. Pressure's coming. Parks, he eludes it, and then finally brought down. Tripped up by Travis Herman. Got him around the ankles, and that brings up a 4th down for Lewiston. Greeley had to have that stop.
They had to have it, and now what they have to have is good field position to get going here. The wind, well, the wind still, you take a look at the flags here across the way. Maybe Larry Putney, could you help us on that as far as the wind conditions, their game at field level?
Well, guys, it's not too bad, but it is swirling a little bit. I was noticing earlier that it was coming out of the south. Right now it's back out of the south, but in about 2nd, early 3rd, it was actually flipping around and coming from the east. So it's flipping around a little bit in here.
And Reck with momentum takes the punt on a hop. Reck into Lewiston territory. And Adrian, you mentioned good field position. They've got it, the 29-yard line of Lewiston to start their drive.
Kevin, the wind didn't matter on that punt because it was about 4 foot off the ground and a knuckleball, a dime knuckleball that was taken right on the first hop and moved upfield very quickly. We have a flag down over there about the 30-yard line.
Why don't we tack some yardage onto the end of that run? It's a face mask against Lewiston, and that'll put Greeley in even better shape with 4:36 to play, trailing by 12.
Talk about field position, my word. Oh.
All the way down to the 24-yard line. That's where the Bulldogs will start this drive. 4:36 to go. Greeley with all 3 timeouts left, trailing by 12.
Come on, Dean!
They've got to score here. From the 24. Williams wants to throw. Lots of time. Back the other way. And too tall. Haas came back to help his quarterback. Williams overthrew him.
Exactly. He did come back, and again, that coming back on the pattern, he's trying to help him out. He's trapped back there. Good job for the receiver to try to come back and help your quarterback out. But again, when he came back, the ball was delivered just an instant before he made that cut to come back, and the ball was overthrown. So it'll go to 2, and they need a score here, Kevin, very quickly.
Seen some awfully good pass protection today for both offensive lines. Williams and Parks have had a lot of time to throw today. On 2nd down, Williams, a quick throw this time. Great catch made, and going towards the end zone, Gibson will score for Greeley, and the Bulldogs are right back in it. Russell Gibson somehow able to pull that in and take it in for 6.
Ball tipped. Ball was tipped at the line of scrimmage. And Gibson, we talked about the way he's played defense, and now he comes up huge here to make that catch and take it in the zone. And hopefully get this thing back into a competitive thing. It's a 6-point game right now. They're going to try to narrow that margin even more. They, meaning the Greeley Bulldogs.
Well, they came from behind to beat Sargent in the game prior to this state championship game. Can they do it again here in the D2 championship? They'll go for 2. Williams tosses it out. Reck dives towards the goal line. He does not get in. The 2-point try is no good. Ricky Reck stopped about a half-yard shy.
Corey Flester over there, and also Derek Wilkinson over there. Those guys involved in the tackle. And I thought he had a chance to get in, but man, did those 2 guys simply slam the door shut right at about the half-yard line.
Well, let's see the touchdown again.
See, the ball was tipped right there, and it went into an end-over-end mode. And again, Russell Gibson able to concentrate on the football, catch the football. That's a tough ball to catch when it's spinning end over end like that, and then take it on in for the touchdown.
Werbine, after it was tipped, nearly had a chance to grab a hand on that and maybe intercept it, go the other way for 6. That close, but Gibson in for the score. And for Russell Gibson,
Dennis Hurlbert, their head coach, the Greeley head coach, said, "Come on, guys, we got a chance here."
Kickoff driven into the end zone, out to the 15 it will come for the Lewiston Tigers. Now their lead down to 6 on the day. And ETV sports coverage of the 2001 Nebraska State High School Football Championships brought to you by Blue Cross Blue Shield of Nebraska. The Blues are good for you. By NPPD, always there when you need us. And by Tobacco-Free Nebraska, for a great state of health. You mentioned you had your celebrity play-by-play color announcer in the booth with you from Tobacco-Free Nebraska. How'd they do?
He did real well. 8th grader Shane Reardon out of Columbus Central Catholic, and did a great job, Kevin. A 13-year-old young man.
Flags fly. This play is stopped.
He, normally you and I both been involved in situations with youngsters that get a little bit nervous when they sit down and put the headset on. But old Shane sat down, put it on, said, "Let's go." He was ready, and he actually did a very good job. Wants to be a broadcaster.
Yeah, that's a good start. Not too many people can say they've climbed in the booth for a big matchup like you had last week here at Memorial Stadium.
What a situation for a youngster to have.
1st and 15 after the penalty. Parks' pass incomplete. Trying to hit Corey Flesner, and it falls short, stopping the clock with 4:15 to go. And this is where the problems with the running game, that we talked about earlier, coming back to bite Lewiston a little bit.
Absolutely, Kevin. The problems with the running game, and then you have that pass play right there, incomplete. Stops the clock, as you mentioned it, so it buys a little time for Greeley. 4:15 left.
2nd and 15. Parks will run on the quarterback keep. Parks is in trouble and down at the 10-yard line again. Back to the line of scrimmage, and that is all for Deion Parks. 3rd down and long for Lewiston.
Trying to get outside on that quarterback trap. And Morgan Donovan, number 12, and also number 56. There you saw him again. Travis Herman. Actually, Donovan and Herman both have really played well, very, very well for Greeley. There's a timeout now taken by Lewiston, I believe.
So the Tigers take a timeout, stopping the clock with 3:52 remaining in the 4th quarter, clinging to that 6-point lead here in the D2 state championship game.
Good reason to take the timeout now. They're a 1st down away from a state title, and they want to make sure, they're going to try to make sure they have the right play called here, so they take the timeout and talk it over.
If you'd like to purchase a VHS copy of this game or any state high school football championship game, it is very easy. Just call 1-800-228-4630 Monday through Friday between the hours of 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. Central Time, and you'll be able to enjoy the 2001 D2 State Football Championship for years to come. That number again, 800-228-4630. Keep this memory in your video library for a long time. He'd like to. Neil Woofter would love to have this one go down as a state championship, the first ever for Lewiston.
Been in the playoffs 7 times has Lewiston, but they've never ever won a championship. They've never qualified for a championship game or even been a runner-up in a championship game. And here they are knocking on the door.
3rd and 15. Teese in motion. Parks to throw. They set it up for Teese on a little screen. And he's tripped up. Maybe a game-saving tackle made by Jeremy Poss.
Indeed, Kevin. I tell you what, he had that play diagnosed perfectly as Teese in motion and then coming across. He was wide open, but man, Poss so quick and so fast. He reacts to the play. Watch him, 42 right there. He sees 13 immediately in the cover or in the route, and then makes that shoot top tackle. And had he not made it, he had some help coming up there. Chris Williams was coming up. I think maybe he's able to make that hit. So big play, big play, and now here's a punt.
3:12 to go when they punt it away. Wilkinson straight up in the air and out of bounds. Greeley with excellent field position. Greeley will set it up at the 28-yard line. And the Bulldogs are in business again. Let's go back down on the sidelines to Larry Putney.
Well, guys, Greeley's making a game of this, and we talked about what an uphill battle Greeley has been battling this season, losing their starting quarterback early in the year. After the first playoff game, their starting running back, Sean Harrahill, went out with a collarbone injury. How difficult is this for you to sit here and watch?
It's pretty difficult, but now it's my job, since I can't play, to get the guys excited out there and jacked up.
How about the turn of events? What did the coach say at half?
We got to execute in the red zone and make big plays and score them touchdowns in there.
All right, guys, back up to you.
Well, they've been doing it, scoring touchdowns. Down by 6. Incomplete pass on first brings up 2nd and 10 from the 28-yard line.
Well, they got the unlikely touchdown, deflected pass, deflected right into the midst of the receiver, Russell Gibson, on the previous series. Had an open receiver that time, Kevin Nowak. Open, but the ball a little overthrown down low, and it'll go to down 2 here. They need some positive yardage, Kevin.
2nd and 10 from the 28-yard line. Williams out of the gun. Fires it out over the middle. Caught over the middle, and great move made out there by Russell Gibson. Gibson down the sidelines, and he's in for the score. Greeley has tied it at 26 with 2:50 to play.
Russell Gibson came off the line of scrimmage very quickly, and he just went into about a 2-yard dip into the right by the linebackers and then spun it out. Ball delivered, and then it was just a foot race from there, able to avoid one tackle as Greeley now going to call timeout. And they want to talk this thing over, but Russell Gibson, huge plays on offense here the last 2 series. Huge plays for touchdowns, that is. Along, Kevin, with that defensive ability he's shown this afternoon.
Made a great move in the middle of the field to get away from 2 Lewiston tacklers and then to the sidelines. Watch this again.
He was he was so fast off the line of scrimmage, I thought maybe there was a slight chance they might call him for some offsides, but that didn't happen. And now he just runs out of white shirts here. And no chance at all to get him once you saw him at the 5-yard line, and you knew he was going to get in there. Now watch this. See that good spin right there. 2 tackles missed there. And now looking it up, a good move. Clutch that defender to the inside, and then it's off to the end zone. Last futile attempt there, I think, by Tim Teese flying by to try to knock him down or out of bounds.
No such luck, though. And Greeley has tied it at 26. The debate was whether to go for 1 or for 2, and they're going to try the extra point, and it'll be the guy that scored the touchdown, Russell Gibson, to try to put it through for the lead.
First extra point kick attempt this afternoon.
And it's blocked. Coming through to block it was number 35 for Lewiston, Nick Cisco, who got in there and swats it away.
Came in right from the left side over there, Cisco. He keeps this ball game deadlocked at 26 now.
What a game.
Ball headed up, and Cisco got it right about letter high, about numeral high, and swatted it right back to the ground. Well, 2:50 left here, Kevin.
2:50, maybe till overtime, Abe.
Lots of things can happen in 2 minutes and 50 seconds.
Watch it one more time as Cisco gets in untouched. That's an easy block for Cisco.
Not much of a challenge up front for number 35 right there. He got by everybody too easily with what was at stake. When you've got the game hanging in the balance, man, you got to give it up front. And Cisco just comes out of there too easily.
20-7 at halftime, 26-14 at one point late in the third quarter. And the kickoff taken by Tess. And he is on his move, and Teese out to the 16-yard line, and Teese sets the Tigers up right there with 2:44 to go in a tie game for the D2 state championship.
Well, they have the long field to cover here, essentially. And they've got some players that can do that, as you see. Head coach Dennis Hurlbert, he's just checking things upstairs to make sure it's all there and ready to go, as we do have that timeout.
Be sure to join us tonight, 7:30 Central Time, for the Class D1 championship game. It's the Howells Bobcats and the Bloomfield Bees. We have complete coverage of all the 2001 Nebraska State High School Football Championships right here on Nebraska ETV, Nebraska's home for sports. 2:44 to go in the D2 state championship. Lewiston with one timeout left. Knotted up with Greeley. Lewiston's football on the 16-yard line. What a game. What a comeback by Greeley.
Well, as we mentioned, we talked about it earlier, they did it. To get here, they had to go beat Sargent, top-rated Sargent. They were ahead 22-7 in the middle of the third quarter. They came back and beat them 26-22. And so here we go with the swinging gate play, Kevin.
They'll line it up in the swinging gate. Parks fires it out over the middle and incomplete. Here comes the flag. Intended out there for Nick Cisco. Coverage on the play by Ricky Reck, and the flags come flying.
No question about it. Good call as the ball delivered, and again delivered under great pressure by the Greeley defense. And Reck just arriving way too far ahead of time and popping the receiver, and that will create the pass interference. Cost them the yardage in the first down.
Take another look at it here.
Here it is right here. Watch it right in the face of those two players. One was 56 Travis Herman again, and no doubt about that one at all. Good call.
Out to the 31-yard line after the 15-yard penalty. 2:39 to go. 26-26, and again they line it up in that swinging gate. Pressure coming. Parks in trouble. Steps out of one. Throws it back over the middle and incomplete. He was hit as he threw it, and that kept a big play away. Derek Ryan caught up with him and smacked him as he threw.
You know, and this is good by Greeley because they know that Deion Parks is a great athlete, throws the ball very well. He's strong and he's tough and he's hard to bring down, but his speed is not a big factor in that regard. So they're bringing people, and they line up in the swinging gate play, and they put all those people on one side. They're going to bring people as quickly as they can and put that pressure on. We've seen it now twice in a row, and if they do it again, they're not going to do it this time. They're going to line up in their normal formation. But again, in that formation, you put pressure on now, and you make him throw it.
2nd and 10 for the 31. Parks in trouble again, and down goes Deion Parks. He shovels it out before he goes down, and they're going to say incomplete. They're going to say it was an incomplete pass. Parks tried to backward lateral it. If it was a lateral behind the line of scrimmage, it's a live ball and Teese can move with it, but the officials say no, it was a forward pass.
It was a forward pass, a little not an intended shovel pass, but that's the way it ended up. Because right now he did all he could just to get it away. And there you see, watch this little push out there. And yes, if the intended receiver was behind him, different situation. That's a backward one. That's a backward pass or lateral, and you have a different situation. That's a live football. But this was a forward pass, so incomplete.
Lewiston takes its final timeout with 2:23 to go. 3rd down and 10 in a tie game, 26-26. You hate to think about it, but a couple of things that come to mind for Lewiston. They miss Ben Ideas, obviously, in this situation. We heard from head coach Neil Woofter, who told Larry Putney a lot of those things that happen on the field, Parks and Ideas are freelancing those deals a little bit, and now they don't have that combination out there.
You bet, Kevin. Both of them seniors, both of them been playing a long time together, and they know and understand how each player thinks and how the situation works. That's a huge loss when you talk about Ideas leaving the field, but they're ready to go now. Third down. Lewiston trying to make it work here.
Who will step up for the Tigers here or for the Bulldogs? Parks on 3rd and 10. Pressure coming again. Parks gets away. Fires it out. It's caught over the middle of the field. Working for the first down is Teese, and he will not get there. Teese is about 4 yards shy of the first.
Again, Parks scrambling all over the field, and red shirts in pursuit, in hot pursuit. See him again here, leaving red shirts in his wake, and now just a little floater that Teese is trying to get upfield. He had to get it just across the 40-yard line, and he's short of that by about 2 yards.
And the Tigers facing a 4th down and 3 from the 38-yard line. 1:30 to go. And they'll line up to go for it. Parks in trouble, gets away, floats it out, caught for the first down. And move the chains, the completion to Tanner Hippen, the replacement for Ben Ideas. His first catch of the day with 1:20 to go, a first down.
Just a sophomore, Tanner Hippen, 5'8", 130 pounds. And Parks drew the attention when he looked like he was going to run the football. A couple of defenders broke off to come up and make the tackle. Hippen came up free, and it's a first down.
1:07 to play. Parks wants to run. Waits for a lane to clear, and he's down at the 23-yard line. Under a minute to play. 55 seconds and counting. Remember, Lewiston has no timeouts.
Key element in the ball game right now, Kevin, is that no timeouts. They need to conserve the clock. Keep the ball towards the sideline if they can.
39 seconds to go. Clock running. 26 all. Parks to throw again. Floats it towards the corner, and it is intercepted. Intercepted by number 80, Russell Gibson, who's had a huge second half for Greeley.
You talk about MVPs for your football team. Well, that young man right there, Russell Gibson. Parks trying to throw it into double coverage. Gibson had him low. He had another red shirt behind him, had him deep. Look at that ball right there. But again, great job by Russell Gibson. Again, he breaks underneath and intercepts the pass, and that's excellent coverage. You just can't do it any better than that. So what we have here, Greeley has a long way to go. They've got 73 yards to go in 30 seconds.
From their own 3-yard line. And they'll just run the sneak up the middle with quarterback Chris Williams. And Williams will advance it to about the 7-yard line. Trying to maybe get it to overtime, it looks like. And that's where we're headed, 15 seconds away from overtime. Down on your own end, the last thing you want to do is give up a fumble or an interception or a safety that loses you the state championship.
All you talk about down there right now, Kevin, is ball security. Make sure we keep it, and there we go. We're going to OT. No surprise with that.
No. Not a bad way to start off our coverage of Nebraska's state high school football championships. We have played 4 quarters, and we're going to play more. Headed to overtime. The comeback by Greeley sends us to overtime. 26-26. Lewiston and Greeley will start the overtime period in a moment.
Programming on the Nebraska ETV network is made possible in part by Blue Cross and Blue Shield of Nebraska.
It's the value of responsive customer service to make healthcare simple. It's the value of a statewide network of doctors and hospitals to make healthcare accessible. It's the value of a plan that works to make healthcare practical. That's the value of Blue Cross and Blue Shield of Nebraska.
The Blues are good.
And a good value.
For you.
This program is made possible by the Nebraska Public Power District and your local public power utility.
Always there when you need us. Nebraska Public Power District and your local public power utility.
26-26. On our way to overtime at Memorial Stadium in the Class D2 state championship game. Dennis Hurlbert's Greeley Bulldogs would not die. Nobody in this team wants the clock to strike midnight. Both of these Cinderella teams. We're gonna push that for the limit today. No Cinderella stories complete yet today. The glass slipper still fits for both Lewiston and Greeley here in the state championship.
And both teams have worked extremely hard here in the ballpark today. There is Neil Woofter, the head coach for the Lewiston Tigers. Hurlbert talking to his ball club.
Dennis Hurlbert talking with his Bulldogs, and let's go down to Larry Putney. He's going to brief us on overtime. Larry?
Well, guys, here's how it goes. They have the flip to begin the overtime, and the team that wins the flip has one of three choices. They can choose offense, defense, or which end they want to defend. Generally speaking, as you guys know, in overtime, you pick defense, so you know what you have to do. They have 4 downs from the 10-yard line to get it in. 4 downs from the 10 to get it in. Then your opponent gets the ball and gets an opportunity to do the same thing. If you're tied after that, you do the whole process over again without the flip, because the team that lost the first time gets the choice the second time. This should be fun. Here we go.
Yeah, looking forward to this. What a way to end the D2 state championship game in overtime between these two schools. Wow.
Kevin, what a way to end it, considering the way this whole season began for these two teams. Again, dark horse football teams by any means, however you cut it. Lewiston, they were not ranked in the preseason, and they ended up number 8 in the preseason, and then again got a number 5 spot, to come into the playoffs. And then Greeley, they were ranked preseason number 5, but as the season moved along, they lost a couple of games. They lost back-to-back games to Prague and to Seward at mid-year, and they dropped out of the rankings, and then were able to get into the playoffs. They qualified for the 6th at-large team to get into the playoffs. So again, what a way for this whole thing to end. But again, it's great to see the resilience of youth really step up here in this ball game and make it a great football game to watch and to call.
You bet. Hey guys, great ball game. We got the overtime now. Shake hands, fellas. You got Captain Ideas, Captain Robeson. Now, if I've got this right, you're the visitors, right? Who wants to call this one? You gonna let him have a chance to do it? Okay, Captain Parks. You want to call it?
Defense. Oh.
We got to call it, but your choices will be offense or defense. That's one choice. The other choice is going to be which end you go to. So you're going to call it while it's in the air, all right, Captain Robeson? If I drop it, we'll toss her again, all right?
Heads.
Heads it said. And a tails it is, so Greeley's won the toss.
Defense.
Okay, tell me again?
Defense.
You want to defend. So you guys are going to be on offense. Now, which end of the field would you like to go to? You want to go this direction, okay? So let's put your backs that way. You guys are going to be standing here. And we're going to be going at that end that way, right? Guys, a great ball game. Shake hands, best of luck. Good job, Captain.
The Greeley Bulldogs win the toss. They choose defense. And so we'll see the Lewiston offense first and goal from the 10-yard line, trying to get out in front here in overtime.
Always great to hear referees like Paul Eaton. Again, such positive encouragement for the football players. Love to hear that stuff. Great to have that mic right down there with those referees. Jeff Robinson, we talked about earlier in the ballgame. Talked about him a lot today. But again, an excellent football player. Great job in school also with a 3.7 GPA and number 2 in his class.
Back down on the field, Larry Putney with a report.
Guys, when I went out to talk to Paul Eaton, who of course is the official, he told me that he can really see the wear and tear on these guys. They're not used to maybe playing in this kind of heat this time of year. In fact, as I walked off the field, I saw Russell Gibson, well, how do we put it, losing his lunch before this overtime?
That's a tender way to put it.
One way to put it, Larry.
Well, Russell's had a big second half.
Oh, man.
He has scored a couple of touchdowns, had a big interception to stop a Lewiston drive. If anybody deserves to lose it, it's Russell.
And he's played very, very well on the corner out there, Kevin, and run support. working the edge, keeping everybody under containment.
Here we go. Overtime about to begin. First down and goal from the 10-yard line. Deion Parks on the quarterback keep. Parks going up the middle, and he's brought down 2 yards past the line of scrimmage. And again, Travis Herman in there on the stop aid. We've talked about Russell Gibson. Don't want to forget the day Travis Herman, the junior, has had for Greeley.
Yeah, he and Morgan Donovan both have really played extremely well for Greeley this afternoon on defense. And Kevin, one thing you don't seem to have to be too worried about here is the kicking game with each of these teams. We've seen only one attempted kick for a point, and that was blocked.
No, I think they will forego the field goal situation. Parks on second and goal from the 7. Keeps it himself. Sheds one tackle. Look at Deion Parks churning towards the goal line and a half-yard shy of a touchdown. What a run from Deion Parks right up the middle.
Yeah, you just give it to Parks and let him do his work. Jeff Robinson up front there. I think Derek Wilkinson is at one guard over there on the right side. We'll try to get another number for you. Number 60 we talked about is Robinson.
Third down from the 1-yard line. Parks on the sneak over the left side. No signal yet. And they're saying fourth down. He was stopped shy. I thought he got in, but he stopped just shy.
I thought he was in also, but again, no indication from the referee. Nick Cisco in at the left guard, number 35. And you see him right there. Even got a little bit of an assist over there by John Werbine, the running back on the play.
Donovan, the guy that drove him back for Greeley. Fourth down and goal. Parks on the sneak again. Still working. And now he's in for the touchdown. He stuck that ball over the plane of the goal line. What effort from Deion Parks.
A hard day's work here for Deion Parks, but he finally gets it in. Just a grinding effort to get it in over there. Going behind the block of Cisco on the left side at left guard. Also, number 12, Corey Flessner down there at that end position. He trying to make a block down there, but just grinding it out. Now they're going to try the extra point. Go for 2.
6-point lead right now for Lewiston. Parks into the end zone, caught and then dropped, but they're saying he had it long enough for 2. Andrew Cisco had it. Once he crossed the plate of the goal line, that's it.
Absolutely, Kevin, and now the pressure really on, not only for Lewiston, Greeley, Kevin, to get a touchdown, but also to get the 2 points.
8-point lead for Lewiston.
What a pressure-packed situation they have facing them here in just a few moments.
Watch this touchdown again. Here. He's not in yet, and there he is. Wow.
He actually gets it across the goal line, and that's all you got to do, as you said a moment ago, and then the ball's batted away right there.
Boy, oh boy. What?
You know, I thought the play before he actually was in the end zone. It looked like he was in the end zone, and this one here, right on the edge, but he gets the ball in, and
yeah, he never got into the end zone.
Yeah, whatever.
The ball did.
Yeah, the ball's there, but the other 6'2", 225 isn't.
Yeah, that's right.
But whatever happens, whatever has happened, and they now have the 8-point lead, and now it's all up to that man there in this team. That's Neil Woofter.
And Dennis Hurlburt trying to will his Greeley Bulldogs into the end zone. Down 8, first and goal from the 10. In overtime. Same play, Williams will take it up the middle, and Williams gets good yardage down to the 3. That looked very familiar for what we saw from Lewiston last possession.
It really did. Same sort of action, quarterback draw right up the middle. A good block by number 55, Shane Ryan. The center on the offensive line. He was able to take his guy and drive him. Also, Travis Herman over there again at that right guard.
Second and goal from the 3. Williams wants to throw. Rolls back to the right side. Fires towards the end zone. Caught for the touchdown. Jeremy Poss waited for the defender to go by and grabs it for 6.
That defender was John Werbine, and he simply just ran right by Poss as Poss stopped, came back, and then made a great grab looking right back into the sun as Williams was scrambling around back there buying time until Poss could come open. But John Werbine, the defender, right by him again to free up Poss.
Well, here's the play
this is it.
That could determine a state championship, and Lewiston will take a timeout. Greeley needs a 2 to send it to double OT. If they don't get it, Lewiston wins the D2 state championship. Let's watch this touchdown pass from Williams to Poss one more time. Gave Greeley a chance to tie it on a 2-point conversion.
He's looking over there to the left side, trying to sprint out left, and that's all covered up. So let's go back the other way. And now you'll see Poss come back, and the receiver right, or the defender back there, number 34, that's John Werbine, shaking his arms in just frustration, desperation, and say, oh my. I'm going to have to see that for the rest of my life on film and everywhere else. But again, what a great job by Poss right there, Kevin.
It's been a great football game.
It really
what a way
has
to
been.
start.
It really has been an excellent, excellent football game. For an 80-yard game, it's had a lot of excitement, let me tell you.
Sure has. 66 points combined. Points number 67 and 68. We'll send it to double overtime. Larry Putney.
Guys, I was just in the huddle, and boy, they're ready to go. Basically, right before they broke the huddle, Lewiston was just doing lineups. He said, here we go, guys, let's get it done.
Greeley trying to do the same. To send it to double overtime, the 2-point conversion try. Williams. Looking. Still with time. Fires it incomplete. And Lewiston is the D2 state champion, winning by 2 in overtime.
And that says it all right there. You saw the quarterback, Chris Williams, sitting in frustration there, trying to scramble around. You knew that he wanted to take the ball from the center, do what he did, try to create some offense back there. Very little pressure from the defensive line coming up. They just trying to make him beat him right there, Kevin, with that short yardage that he had to do. Everybody back on defense and just could not get it done. There you see the ball overthrown, and it is victory. The first state championship for the Lewiston Tigers.
Interesting note, Dan Parks, the father of Dion Parks, is an assistant on Neil Woofter's Lewiston staff. He's the former head coach at Philly High School. The last time Philly won the state title, they won it in 1982. Who'd they beat? Greeley.
Greeley.
The last time Greeley was in the state championship game. Dan Parks, the Greeley nemesis, and the Lewiston Tigers knock off Greeley 34-32. The D2 state champions. Lewiston wins it in overtime. Attempt by the Greeley Bulldogs, trying to send it to a double overtime. The pass too tall, and Lewiston wins the D2 state championship, the first state championship in football in Lewiston Tiger history. 34-32, the final score. Lewiston knocking off the Greeley Bulldogs in the Class D2 state championship, along with Larry Putney and Adrian Fiala. I'm Kevin Kugler. What a way to start off 3 days of state championship football coverage here on Nebraska ETV.
You know, Kevin, I'm trying to figure out just how it can get better. We'll see. There'll be a lot of competition coming up here, so
What a
way
to start. Let's go to
Amen.
public address announcer Dwight Weininger for the award presentations.
And now, ladies and gentlemen, the Nebraska School Activities Association is happy to have medals and trophies for both of these outstanding teams. The award presentations will be made by NSAA Board of Control members Nate Steinman from Southern Valley and Mike Troxel from Sutherland, and U.S. Bank representative Wade Walkenhorst. Now, here are the awards for Class D2 runner-up Greeley Bulldogs. Will head coach Dennis Hurlbert and your assistants please come to the sideline stage to present the silver medals to the members of your team. Players, as your name is called, please come forward to receive your medal. Number 1, Ted Nikolai. Number 4, Brian Dutcher. Number 6, Chris Williams. Number 8, Mason Poss. Number 10, Rick Reck. Number 12, Morgan Donovan. Number 21, Kevin Dugan. Number 24, Scott Wood. Number 32, Kevin Nordhughes. Number 34, Jeremiah Sweeney. Number 40, Sean Harrahill. Number 42, Jeremy Poss. Number 44, Michael O'Connor. Number 50, Jordan Foltz. Number 53, Jeff Nowak. Number 55, Shane Ryan. Number 56, Travis Herman. Number 61, Jimmy Caraher. Number 64, Doug Nielsen. Number 65, Kevin Nowak. Number 68, Jimmy Wood. Number 72, Derek Ryan. And number 80, Russell Gibson. And now, here is the 2001 Class D2 runner-up trophy. Congratulations, Greeley High School.
The Greeley Bulldogs, runners-up in the state championship game here at Memorial Stadium in Lincoln, Nebraska. The third time they've been runner-up. They were runner-up in 80 and in 82. It's been a long time since they've been in this state championship game, and Greeley finishes 2 points shy in the overtime frame. 34-32 the final score today as the 2-point conversion try goes too tall in the end zone. Lewiston wins the state championship in overtime. What a thriller. Absolutely great game.
You know, Kevin, we talked about the glass slipper a couple, 3 times during the course of the ball game, and I think it still is a glass slipper in a lot of ways. These young men really battled all year, and things didn't look good for them to come into the playoffs at the end of the year, but they got into it, they made it to the finals, and they just barely miss it here.
Back down to Dwight Weiniger with the introduction of the D2 state champions, the Lewiston Tigers.
And now to the champions from Boone High School. Head coach Neil Woofton, we have a special award for you. Now, Coach, would you and your assistants hand out the gold medals to the members of your championship team? Players, as your name is called, please come forward to receive your medal. Number 10, Tyler Bursovsky. Number 12, Corey Glessner. Number 13, Tim Teese. Number 14, Justin Hippen. Number 15, Nick Wishmeyer. Number 20, Tyson Parks. Number 22, Ben Ideas. Number 24, Dion Parks. Number 24, Cody Howell. Number 25, Holden Reese. Number 32, Tanner Hippen. Number 34, John Ribine. Number 35, Nick Cisco. Number 36, Jesse Rule. Number 40, Derek Wilkinson. Number 41, Andrew Cisco. Number 53, Larry Gaddy. Number 54, Matthew Kalen. Number 55, Lawrence Scholl. Number 56, Colt Bowie. Number 60, Jeff Robinson. Number 61, Dustin Spilker. Number 62, Chris Mitchell. Number 63, Ryan Baker. Number 64, Wyatt Tegmeyer. Number 65, Brandon Stake. Number 67, Josh Sharp. Number 80, Clint Little. Number 82, Dennis Sedlacek. And now, for these outstanding athletes in their school, here is the 2001 Class D2 State Football Championship Trophy. Congratulations, Lewiston High School.
Adrian Fiala, a thriller here today at Memorial Stadium, won by Lewiston 34-32 in overtime.
You bet, Kevin. A great ball game with two great teams. Excellent to see them here. Congratulations to both teams. Unfortunately, one team had to lose today. But again, well done by both teams, and hopefully we'll see them again next year.
Well, Lewiston wins it. The Class D2 state champions over the Greeley Bulldogs. Our final score, Lewiston 34, Greeley 32 in overtime. Be sure you join us tonight at 7:30 for the Class D1 championship game as Howells takes on Bloomfield in the D1 state championship. And now for Adrian Fiala, Larry Putney, and the entire NETV sports production crew, I'm Kevin Kugler. Goodbye from Memorial Stadium in Lincoln, Nebraska.
This program is made possible by the Nebraska Public Power District and your local public power utility.
Always there when you need us. Nebraska Public Power District and your local public power utility.
Programming on the Nebraska ETV network is made possible in part by Blue Cross and Blue Shield of Nebraska.
It's the value of responsive customer service to make healthcare simple. It's the value of a statewide network of doctors and hospitals to make healthcare accessible. It's the value of a plan that works to make healthcare practical. That's the value of Blue. Blue Cross and Blue Shield of Nebraska.
The Blues are good.
And a good value.
For you.
Funding for this program is provided in part by Tobacco Free Nebraska, a campaign created to educate Nebraskans about health risks associated with tobacco use.
You're watching the school's telelearning service from the Nebraska Department of Education and Nebraska Educational Telecommunications. This is the Nebraska ETV Network. We now join the following program, already in progress.